Do you feel like the Call of Duty that we play now is the same as when you were competing?
Recently, COD's been
It's as if your finger's paralyzed.
right, exactly. Like I couldn't move my thumb. Listen, I know names. I'm not gonna say any names.
No, of course not. Of course not.
I can't believe people did that. I actually can't believe it. Like I would not let that fly personally. Every time I got off that stage, I was like just miserable, bro. I was like, this is not me. Like I'm way better than this. Like, New York offered me a co-ownership in the New York Subliners. I don't know if I've ever said that.
Not that, again, this is a great choice, but why did you choose to start it with Ben?
Okay, so the Ben thing was interesting, but I think he had just made a comment that I don't care about the show, and that's what really pissed me off.
Why did you choose people like Chris, Parasite, or Aches? What did they bring to the show that you saw necessary?
Yeah, good question.
Who do you think is going to be the most surprising team, and who do you think is going to be the most underwhelming team coming into this next year?
I'd probably say...
Give me your top 3 players of all time.
Okay, so Damon Barlow, #1.
Whoa.
I have one concern with OpTic.
Oh, I was going to say same shit. Okay, go ahead. What's your concern? Yeah.
I just hope that they're not...
Introducing. You know him, man. Is he even worth the introduction?
Oh, come on, man.
Come on. One of the greatest players, one of the greatest content creators in Call of Duty, in esports. He's up for awards. He's the guy you know from the flank, the creator, the originator, one of the OGs, one of the legends. Please give a warm welcome to Tommy ZooMaa.
Hey, come on, man. I appreciate you for that, man. Had some good gas right there, my guy.
That's what it is, bro.
Yes, sir, bro.
What's happening, bro?
Bro, streaming every day.
A lot of it? Just
every
all
day?
day?
Every day, all day. I'm on like a schedule every single day, so I just do the same thing
Just
every day.
COD, or are you mixing it up finally?
Off season, I've been mixing things up a little bit. I've been running these challenges that people like really love. I was just telling you before we went on camera, but so basically I start off with like 8 new faces, like all subscribers, 4 versus 4. If you lose, you get eliminated. If you lose a map, you all get eliminated.
Oh, okay. It's not like best of 3. It's just a one and done.
One map. The goal is to win 5 maps in a row. That's the goal. So if you lose a map, you all get eliminated, but somebody on the winning team can pick up somebody from the losing team. So you can try and elevate your team.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Because at the end of it, there's a prize, which is all crowdfunded by the chat. Any donation that comes in just keeps going to the prize pool. And then if you win 5 in a row, you win the prize.
Sheesh.
So it gets harder and harder. Like as you win maps, it just we make the ranks like harder and
How
harder
big is that prize gotten?
I think the highest we got is like close to 3,000 on one of them, and then somebody won, and then we had to start back from 0. You know. So
hey, if you're not subbed to Tommy for the 3K prize pools, what are you doing, bro?
I mean, it's like off season, bro. Like people want to see like some like competitive COD. You know, in the off season, there's nothing going on. We've had a 6-month off season.
Longest one ever, I think.
Well, it's the longest off season of like all time, bro.
Yeah,
and now they just announced the schedule, and I'm thinking we're gonna have another 6-month off
Yeah,
season.
6-7 months again, bro.
And they took some of the majors that it's only 4 majors now plus champs. So like, I mean,
how did you react to that? How did you react to the reduced schedule? Did you think that for you, like your guys' content, the flank content? I know you guys obviously go to events and all that. So what was your reaction to seeing that reveal?
I mean, I think it's sad. I think it's the fact that we only have 4 majors this year is insane. Like that's crazy. We should be doing way more. And I just had a call with people from Activision, and because we've been planning like kickoffs and different tournaments and different events. Like even in the off season, we were planning different stuff with people from Activision, like trying to get content out for people. And I told them, and I was like, guys, like this is just like unacceptable, man. Like if we're only gonna have 4 majors, then at least let us run like weekend tournaments where we can use full rosters and have the full teams go out there and play.
Through you guys, or just saying through Activision sponsor?
I was like, listen, if you won't let us do it, then can you guys do it?
Yeah,
you know, like if Call of Duty wants to do stuff with us, we would love to work with Call of Duty. Like we just want to see the full rosters compete.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we had 2Ks, 4Ks. We always had online weekend tournaments. Now we don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
And you know, they come back to me and like, oh, we can't do that because of this and because of that. And like some of the stuff they were telling me, I was like, I don't know. Like, I mean, they were talking about, you know, the org owners, like some of the org owners with this and that. And I was like, well, I've talked to like some of the org owners. I've talked to like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
And they're all down to do it. So I'm just like, where's the disconnect? Is it like a contract thing? Like, you know, and the people I'm talking to, you know, they're answering to somebody that's higher than them, you know, and you know they don't give a at the top. Can I curse on here? Can I curse?
Yeah. We might bleep you out in the first 5 minutes because first 5 or 10 minutes you get demonetized, but we'll bleep you out. Don't worry about it.
My bad.
Say what you gotta say.
But
the Italian. Do what you gotta
sorry,
do.
bro. I curse so much on stream, and like when I'm on other people's stuff, I try not to curse. You know what I mean?
You can let him fly, bro. Let him fly.
But yeah, like obviously, like you know, the higher ups, like we've seen, they don't really care too much about competitive COD. They're worried about other things.
I feel like they just don't know about COD. A lot of them, like even when we saw early in the CDL, you notice how a lot of the people who are working for the teams, a lot of the staff, a lot of people like that, and it's not calling out anyone. It's not a dagger at anyone. But truthfully, they were really corporate and they didn't know anything about competitive Call of Duty.
Yeah.
They were coming in as just this is like a new hot esports league versus what works with our community.
Well, I think like our community just might be too small to them. Like it's not worth their time. Like to them, like they're just coming out with games every year and they're making so much money just catering to the casuals. Where it's like, in my opinion, it's like you should cater to the competitive scene because the casuals aren't going to go anywhere anyway.
Yeah.
And then you just make both scenes happy. You know, you'd have the casuals happy, the competitive people will be happy, everybody be happy. But sometimes it just feels like we're not even there. You know, like we're just
the afterthought.
Ghost. Yeah, we're just an afterthought. You know, and there are people in Activision that work hard and like try and help us out, you know, like if it wasn't for some of the people that I talk to, like Shanice and Robert Taylor, and so like they're always trying to do cool stuff and trying to help us, and there's a lot of good people there too, you know what I mean? Sometimes I feel when people talk about Activision, it's like
it's very negative.
It's very negative, and it's like there's good eggs in there.
Yeah,
you know?
there's some ride or dies who are within the entire system.
100%.
But it's you know, there's different. People know there's a lot of different divisions of Activision. There's different developers and all this, so it's not as simple as like you talk to one person and they're gonna make a change to the entire corporation.
Right, because they got to go through another person that talks to another person that talks to another person. It's like there's so many different levels. It's like it doesn't come down to them. You know? And I wish I could get in a call with fucking who's the guy that runs at the top of Activision, Bobby.
I mean, he's not even there anymore.
Who
they got bought out by Microsoft now.
Right? Which is like now it's like
so
that's
you got to talk
changing.
to Bill Gates.
Yeah, they got. Like, bro,
you got Mr. Gates. Hey, buddy.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to change some shit.
It's
here.
like I would love to get into a call with him.
Yeah,
you know, and talk to him directly because maybe I could get through to him if I was able to talk to him directly.
Yeah.
But like getting on a call like that is just nearly impossible.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what do you think of the? I mean, I'm gonna kind of switch to the Call of Duty side directly, but like, do you feel like the Call of Duty that we play now is the same as when you were competing, or do you feel like the game is the same? Do you feel like it's changed a lot, or is it kind of getting back to its roots gameplay-wise?
Recently, COD's been shit.
Jesus.
Recently, it's been terrible.
Well, it's the truth.
I mean, we look at MW19, 5v5, squad spawning. You died in half a second. It was just terrible. It was maps were terrible. Then
you fucking broke your hand playing it.
I broke my hand playing that shit. Yeah, but we got one dub though. We did get one dub.
Yeah, you got your New York
you know
though,
I mean?
which is
we
crazy.
We did get our New York dub.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You know that was actually a crazy dub.
It was a crazy dub, but yeah. And then we go to Vanguard, and it's like, okay, well at least there's red dots, right? Because we get to MW2, there's no red dots.
Yeah.
But you know, again, maps are ass, die so fast, and the breakable walls and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're always finding ways to just ruin the game. And now, then we had MW2, which in my opinion, worst game ever made. Ever.
That's controversial.
That is the worst Call of Duty. Wait, you think MW2, the one that we just, not the old MW, not the OG MW,
no, this one,
the one we just played is the worst Call of Duty we've ever played in our lifetime. It is terrible.
I don't think it's the worst Call of Duty ever. To me, the worst Call of Duty is MW 2019. That's the worst Call of Duty to me personally.
I thought that was better.
You really?
Bro,
what's the difference? What was the big difference that made you hate this one?
MW2, bro, this is not COD, dude. This is not COD.
Well, again,
bro,
why?
Maps
were shit. Maps were real shit.
But the most important part is no dead silence and no red dots has completely changed the way COD has played. It has completely changed it. Bro, you play rank playing stuff now. Bro, there's people don't even move. Like they'll just bump their headsets in a corner and they just like hear random stuff and they're just looking left and right.
They're
and
like
it's
turreting just from the corner.
Right, and then there's me like off the papaya listening to music, running around, and I'm just getting sound horde everywhere I go. And it's like everybody just knows where I'm coming from. I'm getting pre-fired. Hacking's a whole nother. Hacking's in every COD. People cheat and everything.
On PC, you know, it's gotten 50 times worse.
But cheating is just terrible as well. But and then on top of that, it's like, when my teammates are dying around me, I don't even know where they're dying from.
Yeah.
There's no red dots. You don't know where people are. There's no way to get info. It's just like completely minimized the skill gap. Like the skill gap in MW2, you don't need to have skill.
But let me throw this scenario at you. If they added in red dots and dead silence into the game, would it still be the worst? See,
No.
that's what I think about sometimes.
But
when
it
I'm like,
wasn't in the game.
That's true. Okay, yeah.
You know
I'm
what
throwing
I mean?
hypotheticals at you, but
Yeah,
like at the same time.
hypothetically, yeah. If they just added red dots in the beginning of the year and gave us a dead silence perk in the beginning of the year,
Game wasn't that bad. The game actually would have
yeah.
not been that bad.
Bro, I'm a simple man. I love COD. I love. Ace, I'm serious. I love COD. Even MW2. Game's terrible. I've been on ranked every day. I've been playing challenges every day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a COD lover, bro. I love COD.
You definitely have days on days played in that game.
Yeah, like
for sure.
I like COD. So I'm playing it regardless, but they could be making little changes early on to just make it a way more competitive game.
Yeah.
And they don't do it. They never do.
Well, I mean, looking ahead, we have now NW3 coming out. Did you play the beta?
I did play the beta.
How did you feel about? What was your reaction to the beta?
Bro, I loved it because one, they're bringing back old school maps, which listen, maps and spawns. Those that is what we need.
Well, the spawns in the beta were really fucking weird.
They were terrible.
Yeah,
but
they were
playing
real weird.
6v6 pubs on like weird maps. Like
it wasn't looking hot though. When I was watching like kind of what was happening, I was like, these squads,
it wasn't looking
they're
hot.
kind of random, almost more random than squads.
There's some positives, there's some negatives. Negatives is spawns are a little iffy. We'll see how it plays in a 4v4 format.
For sure.
Like, they might even make some tweaks and stuff. I don't know. I think one thing that's been cool to see is that they were making changes from the community. Like the community was complaining about stuff, and they were just making quick changes, which is like we were like, whoa.
It's a rarity to have that kind of support out of nowhere.
Yeah, right. We were like that. We've like never seen that. But now I'm like, okay, is this just like a beta thing? Because it's a beta, they're really locked in and they're gonna make changes. But then when the game comes out, they're not really gonna care.
It's
right, like Halo. It happened in Halo.
Yeah.
Like Halo dropped. Everybody was so hyped. Everybody was playing Halo, and the devs went ghost.
Yeah. Once the actual game popped, and it was like, what happened?
What happened?
Where's the support now?
Right. They still don't even have a mini map in CODcaster. It's like, dude.
The little things.
I be tuning into Halo and there's no mini map. I'm like, I can't even watch this. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, MW3, a lot of positives. Red dots are back. Dead silence perk is back. Old school maps are coming back. I think the main worry is just spawns right now.
Yeah.
What main worry?
My weird main worry of the game is more like, do we miss old MW2 or do we just miss being carefree kids? Was the game actually that good, or was it just our nostalgia?
A little bit of both.
You know what I'm saying? Was it actually good, or was it just like when we were playing Terminal, we were just coming back from school and having a fucking silly goose time?
Well, listen, it was simplified, bro.
Yeah.
You come back from school. You make a class. There's about 2 or 3 attachments you can throw on it. You throw a red dot and a grip or something on it. You know what I mean? You put a cool camo on, like a red tiger or a blue tiger.
Let them know you got some headshots in.
Yeah, and you hop into a game, and it's like there was no like crazy movements or anything. I mean, snaking was still bad back then. A lot of people don't know this, but like back in MW2, MW3, I played S&D tournaments. Like I was always grinding on game battles, and snaking was like a really serious thing.
Still a problem back then?
Yeah, it was especially in MW3. I remember I used to die from people I couldn't even see. Like I would just die, and I'm like, what the hell? And the cameras were so broken.
You watch Kill Cam, you're like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, I'm like, how? You know what I mean? I even remember back in the day, people used to 3P, like third person over each other and stuff like that. Yeah, it was like real nerdy, man.
Did you know then that of the mechanic, or was it just happening? You're like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, it was just happening. I think people eventually knew how to break cameras, and I mean, you're seeing it today, right, with the snaking and stuff like that. Like, if you're not snaking, you're not trying. Like, that's what people say these days.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of it comes down to the developers. I think a lot of people always want to see, like, oh, people are like, it's on the players to not snake, but it's an in-game mechanic. So, like, in the heat of the moment, like, if somebody snakes, then what? You know, then what happens?
Yeah.
And when it comes down to, like, COD champ, I mean, your cousin's with Lamar, so you're probably like, nah, this motherfucker. But, like, you know, for me, it's a developer issue. You know, they should be adding cooldowns. Like, when I play CS, you can't spam crouch up and down. Like, there's a cooldown, right? Like, if you spam it, it stops. Like, you can't do it anymore.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this a million times. Just add a cooldown to this crouching. So
I never played CS, so yeah, I don't know about any of that shit.
Yeah, but I'm saying so people can't just bob up and down and get that info. Now, yes, they can still lay down and snake up, but it's way different if you do it once or twice rather than you're just sitting there over and over again.
You're spamming and abusing it, and you're
gathering all that information without even getting like you're invisible. Like you can't die. Like if you're doing it right, unless your form is terrible. Unless your form is terrible, you're gonna die. But pro players, man, they have good form. Like they could sit there and snake all day and get all the info in the world, and they won't get penalized for it. You know?
Which is an unfortunate. I think it's not competitive personally.
It's not competitive.
Yeah, it kind of.
That's another reason why I hated Black Ops 4, which I know that's a hot take.
Black Ops, you can hate. There's no way you hated Black Ops 4, bro. Black Ops was a fun game.
Okay, hate was like a really bad way to put it.
You just shit at it.
I was actually really good towards the end of it. In the beginning, I was shit. I was using assault. I couldn't get a kill.
Yeah.
But with Black Ops 4, with the stim shot, I always felt like, you know, I was the type of player where like I would challenge people, right? And then if I backed them down and I made them one
You
shot,
keep pushing. Yeah, you kind
it's
of
like
make the
now
move.
they're running away, and
Yeah.
it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna take this space now. I'm gonna take control of the map. Like I just bullied you. I took control of this map. And Black Ops 4 was more like you couldn't do that.
You tried to do that, and then you're getting
can't.
re-challenged full health, basically,
Right.
and you're like, what the fuck just
You
happened?
can't do that. So it was just like it just changed the way the game was played. Like I didn't like the way people were just constantly shimmying and stim shotting over and over again. Just like it's like unlimited info and unlimited health. Like you could just keep stim shotting, which I didn't personally like. But it had its positives. Good
Yeah.
maps, good spawns, good colors, good gameplay, good time to kill. Like obviously Black Ops 4 was a good game. So hate was a wrong word.
Yeah, it was just it was spur of the moment.
Hate was a wrong word, but I just didn't like the stim shot. I like being able to take advantage in game. Like if somebody's scared of you in game, I want that you should have that advantage. You know, against them.
Yeah, I mean, and also you should be able to put some bullets into them and someone come and clean it up, or you
Right.
go clean that shit up yourself.
Right.
You know, I'm also curious about this too, because you mentioned you brought CS up and then Black Ops 4. You played for a long time, almost a decade, you know, professionally. What was it like adapting year to year to a new game?
That was tough. That was tough for sure because you know any other esport they don't really have to deal with stuff like that. Like with
Yeah.
COD, it's like new game, new maps, new movement, like new mechanics. The game just always felt different in a way because every game's a little bit different. They're not, like imagine when we went from Ghost to AW.
Yeah, literally. That's what I'm
know
saying.
what I mean?
Worlds apart.
Worlds apart.
Would you prefer to have the game be like CS, where you're just locked in one game for 10 years?
That's a good question. I think it would be cool to have one game that you just lock in for 10 years, but they do need to make updates to it to keep it fresh. Like, you know, every season add new maps, maybe add new guns, new camos, different things to get people excited, to keep them playing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if we could play one game for 10 years and make that game the best competitive game it can be, then yeah, I would love to do that.
If you had to set that game right now to pick one from the last 10 years, what would be your game that you set? Which COD would you set as the one?
It's a good question. I mean, it's hard. I actually love jetpacks. I'm a jetpack lover. I know a lot of
can
people
tell.
don't. I love a lot of people don't like
You're
jetpacks.
a little crackhead.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I wasn't even like, you know, I wasn't like a little crackhead.
Dude,
like,
what are you talking about?
you
You
know-
were cracked out of
okay,
your mind,
I was really
bro.
cracked. Okay, I might have
Come
been
on,
cracked
bro.
a little bit. I might have been cracked a little bit, but
You're
I
known
mean,
as the ZooMaa flag because you just be cracked and start pushing at
yeah,
it. You know what I'm saying?
I just think they were more fun to watch and more fun to play. It was just
100%.
just more excitement. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you watch these boots on the ground games and it could be a snooze, especially if you're watching Control.
Oh, wow.
Or like it depends what we're watching, but sometimes it could be a little bit of a snooze. But I just want a movement gap. You know, if I had to pick one game, honestly, if you took, I can't edit one game. I was gonna be if you took Stim out of Black Ops 4 and made it 4v4, and
I mean, you could. Why not?
I mean, that would be far.
There you
know
go.
what I mean?
That's fair to do. I mean, you could just take a couple things out and modify the game a little bit.
But I mean, one game. I mean, probably like.
Say the one I'm thinking, please. There's one answer, the true answer to this question, and I know the answer.
I mean, I would probably say
Don't fuck this up.
Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 3, bro. You just had a whole rant about jetpacks, and then you went to Black Ops 2. What the fuck just happened?
Black Ops 2 is the best competitive game ever made, though.
No, it's not, bro. No, it's not. Black Ops 3 is the best competitive game ever made.
It was like an accident, but it was the best.
See that game. Okay, this is the hot take. This is the hot take of all hot
Black Ops
takes.
2 is a good take though too.
Black Ops
if not
2
Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3.
Black Ops 2 is a nostalgia, I think, personally, for most people. Going back, if you were to play that game, if you were to literally sit down and have two games set up, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and you were just to play 4v4 for 4v4,
Yeah.
like back to back,
Black Ops 2 is more
you'd
exciting.
have so much more fun on Black Ops 3.
Yeah, it's true.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I didn't like wall running.
What?
I didn't like it.
Really?
I liked the jetpacks. I didn't like the wall running.
What
personally.
about that was so different than just being able to hover or jump?
Because then people would just find spots like on Redwood to just wall run some tree and then jump 80 feet up in the air and just like shoot down and like do some cheese. But it had some skill gap to it as well. So it's
Yeah.
like if somebody was doing some crazy shit, like then it was like, you know.
If they added some little mods to it and like prevented some of that fugaze from happening, then I think Black Ops 2 would be a perfect game
Yeah.
ever.
But Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2,
those two right there.
They're good shouts.
Yeah,
They're good shouts.
literally.
And then AW is like a game I loved. I loved AW. I mean,
Is that your favorite?
favorite. I mean, it's my favorite. There's a lot of bias to me in that game. Not because I was good at it, but just like I just thought COD was just in its pinnacle, like in AW Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
Like we were traveling the world. We were in different countries. Like my pops was in different countries with us. We were winning tournaments. Like I just remember carrying the check Ricky Banks had the check above his head as we're just running through the streets of London after we just won Gfinity, and we're there. Like, it's me, my pops, Tommy, Ricky, like all like Apex, Blaze, all the OGs were there, and we're just like having a good time. Like, there were so many viewers and so much. Like, bro, we would win an event and gain like 30,000 followers, like 40,000 followers,
Right, like just like that, huh?
Boom, like that. You know what I mean? Like, now it's like you look at some of the young guys, like some of these young players that are coming up, and it's harder for them to grow their brands and like it makes something happen. Some of them don't do anything to grow them brands.
To be fair, yeah,
they don't really put themselves out there. But I mean, at the same time, like
you were on FaZe with the OGs and shit. So like your 30,000 you were getting was due to your gameplay and the game being hot, but also you were surrounded by the hottest shit
even
around.
back in the day, like if you joined FaZe or OpTic, right? Even now, but I mean, especially back in the day, if you joined OpTic, like you instantly just your followers just shot up, like you know what I mean? Where like now it's just like it doesn't really have that same impact anymore, at least on socials.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing something interesting or creative, or like, you know, like for instance, like somebody like Havoc, right, or somebody like Shotzi. Like, you just gotta have like your little niches and be able to entertain people and be able to build your brand in other ways.
Yeah.
But back in the day, you just join OpTic, boom, your followers would shoot up. Join FaZe, your followers would shoot up. You know, it was just a different time, bro. Like, I felt like COD was at its peak in the AW Black Ops 3 days.
Is there a way to bring that back? Or in your mind, is there a way to kind of bring us back to the pinnacle?
Yeah, I think we need good games. I think we need good games, good storylines, and I think the players also need to put themselves out there. I think they need to not be afraid to be on camera, not be afraid to get in interviews and talk a little smack, and you know, because the problem is they do all that shit anyway behind closed doors.
They do.
They're just scared to do it in front of cameras.
They really
like in front of
do.
cameras, everybody's all nicey nice, but it's like,
is that the core? Is you think that's like the new structure of CDL now? Because I feel like before, when things were more like, you know, loosey goosey a little bit, people were more willing to say what they wanted to say because it felt more personal. Versus now it feels like, you know, proper structure, team, and fines and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But then you have a guy like Scrappy who like redefines the entire scope of it all.
I love Scrappy, bro.
I do too.
I think he's great.
I wish he kept going with the shit talk, because to me this is gonna be a rogue take, but I felt like he's the second coming of a player that could become to the level of like a Scump.
Yeah.
Because that shit talk is what makes you hated and loved if you can back it up.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, bro. A lot of people compare. I mean, you just compared to Scump in a way.
Yeah.
Scump's a different breed, bro. Bro, he was making content at 12. 13.
Yeah.
He brought like so many eyes into the scene.
He's the Michael Jordan. It's like, it is what it is.
Yeah,
but
pretty much.
You always try to find in any game, in any industry, anything, the next guy who's gonna be that. You have Michael Jordan to Kobe to LeBron, right? You have that kind of passing of the torch.
But I'm waiting to see somebody who like has a brand that's not a pro. Like somebody who's just nasty, right? That's just like making YouTube content, like playing in like challenges. I don't know. Somebody
like a Warzone player.
Could be anybody, bro. It could be Warzone. It could be just somebody playing ranked play. Just somebody who finds a way somehow to just be good and build a big brand and then come into the space with a big brand. Like, you know how you see in like like the NBA.
Sure.
Like, you have people that are coming into NBA that already have big brands that people already know, or even like football, like from college or stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, what if there's like this kid in college COD who's just like, bro, this guy is unbelievable. Like, nobody can beat this guy. I want to see somebody that already has like hype, like kind of come in. Because people come in like Paco, for instance, and everybody's like, well, who the hell is Paco?
Yeah,
like,
so like, the streets of fucking Paris just pulled up.
Who the hell is this guy? You know what I mean? But
I mean, you have someone like Ghosty. I feel like the closest thing we've got so far is like a Ghosty.
Yeah,
College COD had hype. He was good. He came to OpTic straight. He had that like. I personally,
he was dropping good stats. He got
consistent.
some eyes around. That's a good shout.
Good on camera. Good on
yeah.
camera too. Was able to make the content. Was definitely the epitome of that. But I don't know. And he should talk to it too. Shout out Ghosty, man.
Shout out to Dan Ghosty, man.
Yeah,
I love
bro.
Dan.
Yeah, you got a little you know, it was a hectic situation this year with what happened, but you have a long career, man. I think you're the closest thing of what you're talking about as someone who could come in that way.
Yeah, nah. And he came into a really good team too. I mean, the going to OpTic right away. I mean, it must have been tough. You know, I mean, I was in a situation where I got thrown into OpTic for 2 weeks on no practice. Wasn't playing the game. You know, I was just not prepared for it.
What are the nitty gritty details of how you ended up on OpTic? What's the background of that? I feel like a lot of people don't know how that actually behind the scenes happened.
So we come off of our World War II year, which is like one of my best years, like individually, and we go into Black Ops 4. And Black Ops 4, I don't know if people remember, but everything happened really fast.
Yeah.
Like everything was happening. The qualifiers happened like really quickly, and we just didn't qualify. Like we just performed. There was a lot of teams that were at this qualifier because if you didn't place top 4 at that first event or whatever, you ended up being at some qualifier. I forgot how they did it exactly.
Yeah.
Do you remember how they did it?
Yeah, essentially how you're saying it was where they had a first event if you placed out of the top 8, I think, and then you were taken to a qualifier with everybody basically, and you were thrown in the pits. And you guys didn't do well that first little event thing. Then you guys went to the qualifier, and then
and that's the thing is like. I thought our team was incredible, but I just don't think we were clicking just yet. Like, even in World War II, we had a slow start, and it took us a while to get going. And then by the midway to the end of the year, we were one of the best teams in the game. Like, some people had us winning champs.
Yeah.
And in Black Ops 4, we didn't have that time to, like, work through as a squad and, like, try and get to that level because we didn't qualify. So
yeah, it was right off the jump. You
right
had to
off
be
the
great
jump,
right off the jump.
Right, we didn't qualify, and there was other pro teams there that almost didn't qualify too. I remember Thieves was there, and they were struggling, and they just got by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah.
And it's like, imagine if they didn't qualify, what would have happened? And they ended up being good throughout the year, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, that was like my lowest of like lows when we didn't qualify for the league. People were going around saying they're not pros anymore and this and that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, what? Like, and then everybody started going to different teams. So Dylan went to EG, Attach went to EG.
Yeah.
And then Chris and Crowder and Priesta went to Thieves.
Yeah.
Crowder went as a coach. Priesta went as a player. And then I was on the team. I had offers to go to like other teams on loan, like Dylan and Priesta and them. But like FaZe was like didn't want to get rid of me at the time. Like I was on a pretty hefty contract. I'm sure you know the $20,000 a month contract. They didn't really want to get rid of me.
Yeah.
And they
why would they not want to offload you with that contract?
Yeah, and they had plans of getting back in. And they were telling me these plans.
So just kind of like keeping you as the central piece?
Yeah. Keeping me as just like the central piece to kind of just like build around. And that's kind of what ended up happening. Like Red Reserve kind of fell through.
Yeah.
And we were able to build a team with Red Reserve spot. And that's how we combined like me, Scraps, Trey Zero, Celium.
Very
Asum.
interesting team, yeah.
Interesting, but we were really good. We were a great team.
Yeah.
But when I was sitting on the sideline, I don't know who called. I think it was Porter or somebody called me like, yo, do you want to be a substitute? Like, we want to pick you up as a substitute. And obviously there was a little disconnect there because I'm on FaZe and FaZe OpTic. Like, it was just like, I don't know if I could be a substitute based on how it was. But FaZe didn't care. They were like, yeah, you could be a substitute. What are the odds you play anyway? And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to play anyway.
Yeah, just
like,
some politics. Like, fuck it, why not?
It's just like, it'll be fun to just throw my name up there. And then worst comes to worst, if something did happen, I could play. But, like, the odds of me playing are just, like, slim.
Right.
Then a few weeks later, Dashy can't get into the country because of his like a visa issue or something like that. And I'm like, no fucking way, bro. Like, I haven't played CoD and like, cause I didn't qualify.
You're just
so
chilling.
I was just chilling. I wasn't playing CoD. Like, and then Dashy was their best player by far. He was running the Maddox and he was like their hard carry in Black Ops 4. Like, he was Big Brucey. That's when Big Brucey came into the space and like was like
dominating,
insane. Like, people were like, yo, this guy's cracked. So then I got thrown in with OpTic for a couple weeks, and honestly, it was a great experience, bro. It was difficult, especially at first, but they were, like, very supportive. Porter's a fucking maniac. He was nuts, bro. He was nuts. He was yelling at me about strats that they went over in practice.
You're like, I wasn't in the practice,
I said, Porter, I've never been in the fucking practice room. Like, what are you
That was the most Italian thing you've ever done right there, dog. Right? You don't even know you did it. That's the funniest part. You just did this out of nowhere.
I didn't realize.
You literally just did this.
But I was like, bro, what do you do? Like, why are you
yelling at me about this,
bro? I don't
bro?
even, like, I literally told him, like, Porter, I don't practice with you guys. He goes, oh, shit, I forgot. Like, I'm like, bro, like, you're fucking
psychotic.
dumbass.
What are you doing?
But, like, it was fun. We ended up going 4-3 in 2 weeks. So, like, we ended up above 500. There was a few series that I thought we shouldn't have lost. But it was a good experience. Like, I was able to come in and win some series with OpTic and, help them get through that 2 weeks. And, the fact that we were able to win some series on no practice and just kind of go in there. Especially replacing Brucey. Like, it was cool, man. It was cool to be a part of the Green Wall for 2 weeks and just to see how it was. You know what I mean?
Did you feel like that love of them, or was it more like a he's not one of us type shit?
I think it was if we were winning, it was a lot of love.
Oh,
And if we
okay.
were losing, it
was
was
a
like
lot of hate?
a lot of hate, man. A lot of hate. I got so much hate when we were losing, and I was just like, man, I'm just trying to help y'all. Like, I just kind of got thrown in here.
It's only my 3rd day out here,
Um,
you know?
But even with the green wall, man, I love the green wall. There's a lot of good eggs in the green wall. It's mostly good eggs. There's just like a community about any esports team or big sports team with a big fan base
Yeah.
is gonna have bad eggs within the fan base. You know what I mean? That might say some crazy shit or you
Yeah.
know just out of pocket stuff. But when my time was done and we were done playing in those 2 weeks, like it was nothing but love from all of them. Like you know, like once I was done and completed, and I was like, shout out to everybody who supported. Like everybody was just showing mad love, and you know, that's obviously experience I'll never forget. You know,
Yeah.
being thrown in there and being able to play with those guys. I've always played against Scump and Damon and Porter and like you know the Dynasty. You know, I've played against them, so to play with them for 2 weeks, like it was interesting, bro. It was weird.
Well, in that internal, was there anything you noticed about them, how they played or how they practiced, that was different than the teams you'd been on?
Honestly, no.
No?
Honestly, the way that we practiced on FaZe was kind of like the way OpTic did their shit. You know?
Same type of thing?
Yeah, they were very serious. Like, it was very serious about
I can
it.
tell Porter's yelling at you about practice strats that didn't even exist yet in your mind.
I mean, I've been on teams that weren't always so serious, but I mean, OpTic, 100%. Actually, I've had some good teams in terms of like people who care.
Of course, yeah.
Because when I came into the league, I mean, this is years ago when I was 18.
Yeah.
I came into in denial with Crowder, and he was like right off the bat, like super serious. You know what I mean? Like if I was making stupid plays or doing dumb shit, like he'd flame me. You know what I mean?
Instant correction, like
Instant,
always on
instant
top.
correction, always on top. We're scrimming at this time every day. If you're late by 10 minutes, he's losing composure.
He was like a coach even then, kind of.
Yeah, like Crowder would just, and I think that's kind of what got me. Because when I first came in, I wasn't like that.
You were more
was
kind of
just
like
like,
excited
man,
to be
like-
here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
On some fun
like,
shit?
Yeah, I would be watching clips of myself back in the old days, like talking shit, and I was just such a little shit. It's like saying like such stupid, like immature shit. And I'm sure people can go back and tell me exactly what I'm talking about. But just like
Yeah.
little clips, like me and Parasite yelling at each other, or me arguing with certain people and saying certain things. I think I remember saying something like, "Man, I got a life. I don't even play video games and this and that." It's like, bro, it's just such a like immature thing to say.
Fast forward 10 years, and here you are,
Here I
still
am,
playing
you
COD,
know what I
still
mean?
gaming, still
Exactly.
streaming, still in the life.
Exactly. I didn't even know what it was until I was thrown in it. I
Yeah.
had no idea. I was taking it as kind of like a joke. Like I wasn't taking it that
Even
serious.
even like professionally being kind of thrown in, were you just naturally good at? Like, I kind of want to push that back a little bit now because you bring that up.
Yeah.
Were you when you picked up? What was the first time you picked up a controller to like play? Like, because I know you played soccer, right?
Yeah, so I played soccer. I played in the academy. So I played in an academy here in Jersey.
Okay.
Well, not here in Cali, but when I was born and raised in New Jersey, I played for an academy team, and we were sponsored by Chelsea. I always tell people I was playing on a team that was sponsored by Chelsea. We're like one of Chelsea's like American academy teams.
Right.
So it was very competitive. We were playing the best players in the country. We were traveling all over the place.
What's your age at this time? Like is this like
when I was-
teenage, like young or
yeah,
like teens?
teenage. I was in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in high school. When I was in the academy, I was in high school.
Okay.
Well, I was brought in at a young age. I played in like just regular travel soccer when I was like 8 or 9.
That's when you started doing it.
Yeah, like I started playing soccer at a young age. I was like 8 or 9 years old. People are gonna hate that I'm saying soccer, football.
Whatever, bro. The
and,
fucking Italianos over there are gonna be okay. They'll live, bro.
I grew up in America, so obviously they call it soccer. But yeah, 8 or 9 years old. Like my stream always says cap when I tell this story, but it's true. You can ask my mom, my pops. You can ask my friends from school. But I was scoring like 8 or 9 goals a game, like when I was like 8 or 9 years old.
Okay, stream. I understand why it's capped now.
You
8
know
or
what I'm
9
saying?
goals. Who
He
the fuck
he
is this
doesn't believe
guy?
me. He doesn't believe me.
Who the
But
fuck is this guy?
anyway, I was scoring a lot of goals to
Yeah.
the point where they were like, "Your son can't play here. Like we have
Like this is like we need to
this
push
is
him up
too
now.
yeah, this is too casual for him. Like we need to throw him in a club or somewhere where it'll be a lot more competitive."
I mean, what started? What like got you into soccer? Was it your mom just putting you in soccer? Your dad or who?
Yeah,
Your brothers?
She put us. My mom put us into my family's full Italian, bro. 100% of the time. My mom's family's off the boat. My dad's family's off the boat.
Right.
We have family in Italy, house in Italy. Like
First gen, yeah, you're really first gen Italian.
Yeah, first gen Italian. Football was soccer was everything.
From
you
young,
know what I
from
mean?
super young.
Yeah,
what you can remember.
My grandparents watch it on the TV all the time. Like my uncles were playing. Like my cousins. Like that's the sport for the paparazzi.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Um,
So that's just what you guys were doing, and then it just you realized you were ahead very fast when you got put into travel and all
so
that
I
stuff.
was just playing for my hometown team, just like a regular travel team. Like they just threw me into soccer, and then I was scoring like so many goals a game. They were just like, yeah, like it was the coach who actually was coaching our team Her name was Jody. So shout out to you, Jody. But she was like, yeah, like you can't play here. Like we're gonna put you somewhere where you can progress and train and get better.
Take
you
it
know?
seriously, yeah.
So then when I was like probably like 10, 11, I don't remember the exact age. I ended up joining a club, Match Fit, which at the time academies don't start till you're like 16, like 15, 16. So you're just playing for a club. Club and academy is two different things.
Right.
So I joined the club. It was Match Fit. It's all on Google, so they can look it up. But
Your 10-year-old stats?
Probably. I mean, maybe. I don't know. But joined Match Fit, and then they kind of like trained me every year to get to the point where when I turned 16, they moved me to the academy.
Right. Okay.
And then the academy was just a whole different ball game, bro.
Are you gaming at this time?
Casually. Like
just
on the
with your
side,
friends?
like
Are
yeah,
you
with
playing
my
COD
friends.
or you just playing random shit, like
Nah,
whatever?
just COD. Like just at the time, like I was in high school, like after practice or something for like an hour, I'd hop on, maybe play a tournament or just like play some pubs.
So
like,
so you found out about like game battles and stuff already at this point.
yeah, I knew about game battles because I was playing tournaments and stuff because my friends from high school got me into it. My friend Mikey Nizak, Ryan Wright. I mean, shout out to them. They were like my best friends from school. Like they were the ones that were gaming and kind of getting me into it. And they were the ones telling me about game battles and this and that. Plus, they wanted me to play because I would just carry them. So they're like,
So early on, you already knew you were good.
Yeah, I was always naturally just really good at it.
Okay, so it wasn't something like, oh, you started playing when you were young and then started getting better and better. It was more like you just started bullshitting with it and then realized, holy shit, like I'm better than my friends already.
Yeah. Even my cousin, like my cousin Frank, he'll tell you. He's in the chat all the time, Cheech. We actually did a video a few years ago with FaZe. It was like a Nissan video, and they were like telling my whole life story. Even my cousin Frank was like, at a young age, like Tommy would just slam everybody. Like it was just like weird.
Okay.
We played GoldenEye. 007 GoldenEye, the James Bond game.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
if you ever
played
played
that.
that.
Yeah.
And apparently, like I played that game when I was like 6, and I was just really good at it. I don't know. I was just naturally good at video games. Like I was just good at it.
Okay.
But I mean, going professional is just like a whole different ball game. Like there's also some luck involved too. I feel like like you need to be seen by the right people and stuff like that. But I tore my ACL, and that's what really like flipped the switch. Because I was in the academy. I tore my ACL. I'm like depressed. Like can't get out of bed. Like I'm just football is my life, bro. Soccer was my life. Like
that was the direction you were fully on.
Everything in my life revolved around soccer, revolved around football. Like it's all I did. So when I tore my ACL and they're like, yeah, you're gonna be out for 9 months, and you know, now scouts are looking at me differently. Everybody looks at you differently after you get an injury. You know, and plus it was a mental thing. Like when I came back from my injury, I was scared. Like I was scared to go in for challenges. I was scared to go in for tackles. Like the
mental was literally different.
The mental was different. I was scared to cut on the ball. I always felt like my knee was gonna give out. I never felt the same. Like my knee even just felt looser. Like just never felt the same. Like it never felt like it used to. And when I was sitting on the sideline, like injured, my friend, an event came to UMG Philadelphia, which was UMG Philly. And that was kind of my first in. That was the first time where it was like, all right, there's an event close enough to Jersey that I can drive to. There was never events on the East Coast. Ever when I was growing up. I used to watch them from time to time because I used to watch Nade and Scump and those guys and watch the events because I knew about it.
You were like, you kind of on the sideline of the scene, kind of like watching it, like this is sick, it's kind of cool. Playing a little bit here and there, but still focused over here on your
of course,
your
man, of
direction.
Course. Like that's again from like 8, 9 years old. That's all I did, you know.
How did you actually like? What was the move that fucking tore it? Was it someone kicked you or you fell? You just stepped it wrong?
There was 5 minutes left in practice. It's pouring rain.
Practice?
Practice, yep.
No.
5 minutes left in practice, and I'm going shoulder to shoulder with my guy Damari. His name's Damari.
You never forget his name, motherfucker.
Nah, because he's my boy. He didn't hurt me. So he didn't hurt me. So I'm going shoulder to shoulder with Damari. I have the ball, and I try and like cut back, like the other way. Like I try and cut back, and my foot got stuck in the turf. Which I don't know if you know, but like a lot of like even Messi, like he won't even play on turf in the MLS. He like demanded no turf and stuff like that because your foot gets stuck and it has no give. Like grass has give. You know, it'll tear. But turf doesn't. So if your foot
you get trapped literally.
My foot got stuck and my knee kept going, my momentum kept going, but my foot didn't. And then loudest crack ever. Damari was like crying, like everybody was like losing.
You knew instantly, like you're done.
Instantly. I was like, something just happened. Like I got rushed to the hospital. I immediately like my I think somebody from like one of the dads like picked me up and like carried me to the car and like I like wobbled over there, went to the hospital and they just told me, yeah, you're gonna need surgery and you tore this.
Do you still like do you still know, like it's not obviously it's not gonna be like you're not limping, but like to this day, do you
Yeah.
still notice that knee's different than the other knee?
Yeah, 100%.
You can notice it?
Yeah, sometimes I kick the ball and I'm like, oh man, what the fuck? But that's also my fault because I don't do any. I don't do anything.
I don't really work out too much.
Yeah. Which I'm gonna try and change. Like,
Bro, you've been saying that for like 4 years,
Nah,
bro.
but,
Every time I see you,
bro,
you're
to
still
be
120
honest,
pounds.
Can I tell you why? And
Sure.
I'm 150, by the way.
I'm gonna stare at you right now while you tell me why, and then call Cap
All right,
right
let me
at the
tell
end
you
of it.
why.
Ready?
So, when I first started, like, when I was like playing competitive in COD, and when I was playing competitive COD, I was going to the gym. That's when I started. That's when I fucked up my wrist. No, I swear.
You fucking your wrist doing what?
No, I swear on everything I love. You can ask Crowder. I lived in a house with Dylan, Crowder.
Yeah, the Texas house, right?
Yeah, the Texas house. We went to the gym every day. Every day.
Okay, and then,
what
happened?
I had to get surgery on my wrist. So then, you don't remember my hand? My hand injury is why I'm retired, bro.
No. I remember the later one, not the early one. You had surgery?
No, this is when it happened. It happened. This is the first time it happened.
I didn't know it was the first time. There you go. This is what I don't know.
This is where it happened. This was in IW.
Oh,
shit. This is where I started having hand problems. So I'm hitting the gym, and Crowder's got me on a schedule, bro. I'm doing creatine every day, like he's got me eating.
Really coaching life coaching you, bro.
He's life coaching me, and like I was like actually gaining muscle. I was like feeling good, whatever, and then my wrist goes out. Like I'm trying to game, and my wrist is all fucked up, and I lost all range of motion in my thumb.
What the fuck?
So I'm like, why can't I move my thumb? I start panicking. Like I don't even want to tell the team right now because like I don't want to get dropped. Like something's wrong with my hand.
Yeah.
So like I'm like in the Texas house, like yo, I'm gonna go for a walk, and meanwhile I'm going to like a doctor's appointment and shit. Like
Tommy's been gone for a long time.
I mean, bro, it was so easy because they were all in their setups in their room anyway. They didn't even know what was going on. So like. Bro, I ended up going to see doctors and stuff. None of the doctors can figure out what was wrong with me. You know what I mean? I'm starting to panic because I'm like, it's probably fucking working out. It's probably from pushing the weights.
Yeah.
Like, I'm messing something up, whatever. And then eventually my mom, like, we were just like, I was panicking because my hand wasn't working. I couldn't move I had no range of motion in my thumb.
What is no range of motion? So you couldn't use your right stick properly?
Yeah, so I was clawing, right?
Okay.
If I wanted to push my stick to the left, my hand would shake. I couldn't even do it. There was something
like a mental stop on trying to push out. Like
it wasn't even a mental stop. It was
like it's as if your finger's paralyzed. I'm saying,
right, exactly. Like I couldn't move my thumb. Like
this is back in IW.
This is in IW. Right after we won PSX, early, like super early. And then my mom, cause like I'm panicking. Like obviously, like I'm my anxiety's through the roof.
Sure.
I'm like. Again, sad. Like I'm trying to play, bro. Like I'm trying to get in there.
I'm a parallel it too. It's almost like your ACL. It's like
it's
another thing. The direction's going the right way.
Right, another roadblock. And like my mom ends up like doing a bunch of research. She finds this guy in like the New Jersey, New York area, like a specialist, like a hand and arm specialist. His name was Dr. Tan. Huge shout out to Dr. Tan because he changed my life. But he was the only doctor that took me. Every other doctor I went to. Right, what do you do? I was like professional gaming, and they like did not take it seriously. Like they were just like they didn't care. Like they were just another doctor just trying to look at my hand and like get me out of there, and just like they kept saying there was nothing wrong with me. That
bullshitting.
Yeah, they just kept saying that it might have been like tendinitis or you're just playing too much and just some
you're
rest.
like I swear it's not. Bro.
Yeah, like they were just telling me it's tendinitis. You're playing too much. You got to rest your hand. We've done tests on your hand, and there's nothing. There's nothing there. Go to this specialist, Dr. Tan. And he's testing my nerves in my neck. He's testing my arm. He's doing tests on everything. You know what I mean? Because something in your hand can happen from your wrist, or your arm, or from your neck, your arm, anything. He finds a little cyst in my wrist. You can see the scar right there. You see the scar?
Yeah.
He finds a little cyst, like 0.5 centimeter big, sitting on my thumb tendon, blocking my thumb tendon from working properly. So, like, I guess it was blocking, like, because of the clog up. Like, I couldn't move, like, my thumb.
Yeah.
Or at least, like, obviously, I can move my thumb. But when you're playing, like, professional players and you're trying to hold your thumb steady.
Yeah.
And, like, actually, like, play at a high level, I couldn't hold it steady. So, like, I was just having a hard time performing. You know what I mean? So then I had surgery, got the cyst removed, instantly felt that relief when he got the cyst removed, went into World War II, and the rest was history. After that, I was right back into business, back into it. But then I was like, going back to the working out thing, that's where it kind of like sketched me out because I was like, was I putting too much pressure working out on my hands and like my wrist? Did the cyst form from working out?
Now, looking back, reflecting, do you think it had something to do with it?
I don't know. I really don't know. The doctor said that it could just been from repetitive motion, just playing all day, but working out probably didn't help. It probably just irritated it. and made it
So
worse.
it's like a combo of things.
So a combo of different things, but then through my whole pro career, I was always like so paranoid of like pushing weights because I didn't want to like hurt up my hand. And then when I retired, I was like, man, I'm gonna be a new man. I got some time. I'm gonna work out, this and that. And I get into the streaming thing and like making content. And now I'm just like, I gotta do it every day. Like I gotta be consistent. Now I'm just like, it was always so in my own head of just being so consistent. Cause I didn't. Bro, when I retired, like some people think like when I retired, I had all this. Like I had the flank, I had all the subs, I had the following.
They weren't
I didn't
there
have
then,
anything.
yeah.
I didn't have nothing. I had when I turned my stream on before retirement, I had 30 viewers, 50 viewers. You know, I didn't have anybody in there. So like in my mind, I was like, I gotta give it everything I got. Like I'm going all into this shit. Like every day, all I'm doing is this and this and this and this and this. And now I feel like I've gotten to a point where I can get myself on a better schedule where I can actually start like focusing on my health. You know what I mean? Because I was just always so focused on just building the community, streaming every day, making content for people every day. Like I never really, and even people around me, they're like, you got to start focusing on yourself. You know, like focus on your mental health, focus on your physical health, like focus on stuff like that. So I know I've been saying that.
3-4 years, baby.
I have been saying that
3,
to him.
4, yeah. Every time he sees me, he's like, I always comment on how skinny he is.
Yeah.
He comments on how tall I am, and then I was always like, when you gonna get in the gym? And then he tells me, hey man, soon I'm about to go do it. And then 4 years later, here we are, and he still ain't done it. So that's why I gotta press it.
From 4 years, I gained a lot of weight since 4 years ago.
Because you've been sitting door dashing for 4 years.
But even when I did that back in the day, I didn't gain any weight.
Because you're older now.
I know, it's great. I actually gained weight now, which is nice.
No,
Because I used to be, like you said, 120 soaking wet.
100%.
Now I'm like 145, 150. Like, I actually, like, gained some weight, which is still skinny as fuck.
140. Who the fuck are you?
But what do you mean?
You're still victim weight.
Yeah, exactly. But
I'm 201 now. I could throw you, dude.
Nah, he's unathletic, though, so he can't.
He's
what? He's unathletic. Yeah,
what the fuck?
Nah, you can't
I'll
fight, bro.
dunk on you right now.
Can you dunk?
Yeah. No, I mean, actually, maybe not now. I'm 200 now, so it's I'm kind of thick right now.
Dunk,
but no, I played volleyball in college or something. I could dunk.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah, bro, come on, man.
Show
Don't doubt me. What the fuck?
Yeah, nah. Honestly though, like, it's not. I don't even want to get into the gym just to like get yoked. Like, I just want to get healthy. Like, I just want to feel better. You know what I mean? Like it would be nice to just like tone up, like feel better, get my stamina up, like my lungs. But like, bro, like I be smoking papaya.
I'm like, your lungs are chalk.
They're chalk. No, they're not chalk. But like, I could do things to like balance it out. You know what I mean? Like as long as I'm getting in the gym once a day for like an hour or two, like it should help. You know what I mean?
Do you think? I mean, I'm gonna speak on papaya just because it's a curious question for me. But were you smoking in your career, like during your career as well?
No.
Like
hell
professionally?
No.
Now,
no,
who
bro.
cares?
Hell no. Bro, I play Faded Out now and I get shit on and everybody just says you're terrible, you're wise, and I'm like just off the papaya, just like.
You're like, bro, it's not that serious.
Yeah,
Relax,
it's not that
everyone.
serious. It's, I just don't care anymore. I don't need to perform. But no, back in the day, bro, I was so much in my own head. Like I was so, bro, you know how I am. Like, even with the streaming thing.
Classic
I'm like,
overthinker.
Just overthinker. Like, I'm just always go. And when it comes to the pro thing, I was like, hell no. Like, if I'm not smoking no weed. Like, I was just super focused. I would smoke at night to help me sleep.
Sure, yeah.
Stuff like that. Help me relax. Like, help me just, like, zone in and just kind of calm down a little bit. Because during the day, I was just always just, like, stressed out. Or just worrying about something. But yeah, no, never during scrims or anything. I've heard stories of players doing that, and I can't
that's why I was curious.
I can't believe that players, bro. My teammate is hitting weed before we like play on stage.
Yeah.
Or even practicing. I'm calling for a trade the next day, bro. I want to trade. I don't want to play with this guy, bro. Like,
yeah, that's again. I've heard
I would lose
similar stories, and that's why I was like, I wonder if people were doing this back in the day too, but just like not saying it, like you know what I'm saying? Like if this would be like some type of like moment where you're like, yeah, actually there's times where I would go on stage fucking fade it out of my mind and I was shitting on people back in the day.
Listen, I know names. I'm not gonna say any
names.
No,
of course not. Of course not.
I can't believe people did that. I actually can't believe it. Like I would not let that fly personally. If I was teaming with somebody smoking papaya on stage, I would not let it fly. That's a big no. People are like, it helps you perform better. No. You're tripping. Maybe you hit like a high for like 10 minutes and you're feeling yourself, but it'll crash and you know it's gonna be a long series, a long tournament.
Then you'll notice that fucking
you're gonna notice the decline, and you know you're screwed.
Yeah, I think pushing ahead a little bit to the to your retirement with the hand, what was like when you were sitting there realizing it was chalked, like the career was chalked? What was like? Why didn't you just go get surgery again and try to keep playing? Why did you decide that it was over?
Cause I was just over it. You know what I mean? Like, like mentally, like I just didn't want to do it anymore. Like I was just
the thing of scrimming and all that stuff. Like
yeah, just like the lifestyle, being on the game, like just constantly like putting my hand through that pressure where I didn't want to ruin my hand. Like I didn't want to just go through another surgery and like, bro, it's like there's a lot of major arteries there and a lot of shit that's going on in your wrist that I didn't want to just keep going through that process. And bro, people look at you differently too. Like as a pro player, like if you're constantly having hand issues and constantly going through surgeries, like people are like looking at you like, you know,
yeah, now you're a liability almost.
You're a liability. Like, is this guy's hand gonna go out at any second? And bro, to be honest with you, clawing is what fucked me up, bro.
You think it's that?
Yeah, bro. Clawing. Like, I tried switching when I was a pro to regular. I couldn't shoot straight. It was terrible. My movement was terrible. I wasn't shooting like as good as I did clawing because your whole grip changes up. The whole way you hold your controller when you're playing regular or clawing, like your whole your thumb is just completely placed in a different way.
Yeah, like how it's literally being forced to hold is different. Yeah.
Right. So like I tried making the switch, it wasn't good enough. Like IW champs, like after surgery, I had like a thing on my hand. Like I was playing regular. I was playing regular IW champs, and I played good, but not like ZooMaa good.
Yeah, not like yourself. You didn't feel like
Hell
it was
no.
to your standard.
Every time I got off that stage, I was like just miserable, bro. I was like, this is not me. Like I'm way better than this, like way better. But I can't play claw right now because this was like right after surgery. Like still, like my hand was swollen, so I couldn't get my hand like that. Then when the swelling went down or whatever, like through World War II, right? Like after the surgery, I played claw. Like the whole time, the whole year.
You brought it back, yeah.
I was like, fuck this. Like, I can't. Like, I got to bring it back.
And you were shitting on people.
And I was shitting. I was going crazy,
yeah.
like shitting on people again. And then eventually, like, it crashed again. Like, but playing claw was just, my hand was starting to swell up. You could feel it. Even now, when I hold the controller claw, I'm like, nah, hell no. That shit don't even feel right.
Now you don't do it anymore?
No, because when I retired, I had all the time in the world to get used to playing regular. So, like, bro, after, like, a year of just getting shit on playing regular, now I feel like I've gotten used to it to the point where, like,
you could just fucking keep it this way and let it ride, yeah.
Yeah, let it ride, and now I'm like, I'm getting used to it. What happened to your mic, bro?
Dude, this is what happened last year. I told you,
bro,
this is gonna happen eventually.
Bro, so I've been moving mine. I hold it.
It's this side or this mic stand. I don't know what it is, but this happened last time.
Go ahead, screw it back on, bro.
Nah.
You sure you're gonna hold it?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna hold it.
Bet.
Like I'm performing on stage.
Yeah, if you're more comfortable.
I get more mobile. You know,
yeah, you can get more mobile.
A little more animation to it.
That's not bad, but what were we talking about? What were we saying?
No, I'm keep it pushing right now.
Right,
it was a thumb thing, but it's then you retire, you start the content, you start streaming. Did you find your love for it immediately, or was it something that developed over time, or was it just kind of like you just started doing it and realizing, oh shit, this is kind of gonna work? What was your passion behind it? Where did it come from?
So when I retired, like, there was a lot of things being talked about, whether it was a GM position or New York offered me a co-ownership in the New York Subliners. I don't know if I've ever said that. And then coaching was also another big thing. Like New York was asking me if I wanted to coach or do this or do that.
Opportunities were big.
Yeah, there was just opportunities there for me to do other stuff, but I just felt like I owed it to myself to just give it a try, like to give content a try, because I just wanted to be myself, have some fun. I had ideas that I wanted to do. The flank was one of them.
You had that idea initially, like before even putting it out there?
I was panicking. I didn't know what to do. I started overthinking in my head, trying to find things to come up, like trying to figure out things to do. And bro, people have told me to do a show in the past. Like Eric Anderson and Hector was even like, you should do a show and stuff. Me and Ben used to rage at each other on FIFA, and people used to say it was like comedy content. So people used to say you guys should do stuff together, make a show together. And that's what I ended up doing. I ended up just starting a show. I ended up making content every day, like not just a show, but just playing games every day, like building a community, talking to the chat. And I've just made like a lot of we built a good community, bro. Obviously, I'd be nothing without the community, you know. And I owe it all to them, and that's why I feel the need to be live every day, make content every day. Like, I want to make sure that we're making content every day, and we're constantly working on that. And we don't let my saying is keep that gas pedal down. Keep
that momentum push.
Some of my pops always says. So I just always like to say, just keep that gas pedal down, keep it going, and that's what we've been doing. But I've been doing, bro, since I retired. You gotta see my hours streamed. It's like sick, bro. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm sure you have
It's
almost
disgusting.
a fucking year probably of stream time
Nah, it's crazy. I tweeted it out like a month or two ago, and it was just like it was
from the day you retired to now.
from the day I retired to now. It was
Holy
just like, oh my, like I rarely miss days. Like I'm honestly live like every day, and if I'm not live, it's because I just have something that I have to do, whether it's filming some other video or some other content, or like
Traveling maybe or something like that?
traveling, or I have just priorities. Right? I have a girlfriend, family, like other stuff that's going on outside of the stream, which. That's kind of like my personal life, private life. That's kind of like stuff people don't really know too much about, like what's going on within my family and my girlfriend and other stuff that I'm doing. I try and tell them what I'm doing, but it's a lot different. I can't really tell them everything.
Yeah, it's two different sides.
Yeah, it's two different sides, and
For the flank stuff, I'm curious. In the beginning, was it something that you knew was gonna pop? And as my second part of that is, why? Not that, again, this is a great choice, but why did you choose to start it with Ben?
Okay, so the Ben thing was interesting. I just think Ben is fucking hilarious, bro. I think he's funny. I mean, I think he's just. I think Ben is a very he's a very smart guy. He's smart, but at the same time, like he's never played a lick of pro COD, So I think that's why people like sometimes will have choice words to say, but I like that. Like I like having one person who's never played a lick of COD, pro COD in his life, but has been tuned into the scene, knows the space, and knows a lot about COD, but he's never experienced playing at that level, like on stage, versus somebody on the other side who's been there, played at professional level, but might not understand the full business side.
It's like a Skip Bayless and a Shannon Sharp, kind of like that. Skip has never played any professional.
That was my mindset. Is like two worlds colliding can make a pretty good show. You know what I mean? So started off with Ben, and bro, a lot of people were comparing it to the podcast and this and this and this and that, but my whole mindset was like execution is gonna be our execution. Gonna be way better. I'm not missing an episode. I'll be live every day. I'll be doing 3 to 4 shows a week. I'm gonna be post match after all the games. I don't care. Like I'm gonna put in the work. Like I'm gonna do it. Where like I felt like with other shows, they'll do like one podcast a week, one podcast every 2 or 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Where like.
Yeah, like it's the difference is the consistency. You guys are honestly the most consistent, and I could compare it to the podcast. You can compare it to the breakdown. You compare it to all this. Yeah, the amount of time.
Breakdown's different.
But even I'll say the amount of hours put in.
Yeah.
It's live every day after every set of matches. It's a different kind of tier.
And now it's the off season, so the way I always looked at it is like off season is when we could take the foot off the gas a little bit and focus on our other. Like I wanted to focus on other content, other things that I had planned, and we were still running shows from time to time. But it's just been so dead. There hasn't been much to talk about. I know Ben has had his complaints about. Ben's had his complaints publicly on stream. About we're not doing enough shows.
What was your reaction? What was your actual reaction to Ben's? I mean, what would you call it? His outburst or disrespect or however you want to phrase it. What would you comment on that?
I was hurt. I was hurt. I was disappointed just because and I always tell Ben if there's ever a problem, I'm your boy. Like you can call me about anything. I don't care if it's personal life. I don't care if it's flank related stuff. Like you can call me and ask me about anything. And a lot of the stuff that Ben was talking about, I won't say all of it was false because some of it was true, but some of the stuff that he was talking about, we talked about, and he knows that I was aligned with some of the things that he was saying. But I think he had just made a comment that I don't care about the show, and that's what really pissed me off. Like that pissed me off a lot because I care a lot about the show, bro. Like I do it every single day, like you just said. Like during the season, we're so consistent. Like, I'm always there, like, always trying.
Yeah, there's no one that puts more time into COD than you guys.
And I take notes every day so I can go back and find out where the key moments were and what's going on. Like, while I'm doing the watch parties, I'm, like, jotting down notes and stuff like that. Like, I have a write-it-down emo. People are always watching me write stuff down. And,
write it down.
And then when the show starts, I'm directing the convo. I'm skimming through the VOD. I'm looking at my notes. It's like, I feel like I'm in school. You know what I mean?
No, you're Mr. Producer. You're doing what you gotta
trying
do.
to produce it, as well as trying to be, like, also present in the conversation and stuff like that. So like I care a lot about the show, and obviously, I've been doing the show since I retired. Like, it just hurt my feelings when he said I didn't care about the show, because I care a lot about the show.
Yeah.
And when I called Ben, he apologized for that one statement to me, like privately. He was like, "Bro, I didn't even mean, like I was just spewing like you you do a lot of great work for the show, and I appreciate you, and yada, yada, yada. I was just spewing because I'm frustrated about this and this and this. And I'm like, yeah, me too. You know, I'm frustrated about this, and this too, but, you know, you just got to talk to me about these things, you know, and we can work things out and try and figure things out. Now, Ben, about the more shows thing, sometimes he'd come to me with ideas for a show.
Like segments or something? Or or
No,
just an idea of what you guys should talk about?
What we should talk about. And, like, sometimes I'm just really not feeling, like, I don't want I don't want to force shows. Like, I want the shows to be things that I know people want to watch. Like, for instance, like, some random, like, Warzone tournament that just, like, that happened. If it was World Series of Warzone, that's different, right? We've covered that on the flank.
Yeah.
But, like, some random, like, Warzone tournament, right? Like
some random, like, 20K Warzone tournament
like,
that
and
no one knows half the people in it.
He's like, yo, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. I'm like, bro, I don't think people even want to, like, hear about this.
Yeah,
you
your
know
community
what I mean?
doesn't necessarily care about the Warzone community.
Right,
It's not
so
the same.
I don't know if Ben took that the wrong way because I didn't want to do certain shows, because I've also brought ideas to Ben that he didn't want to do. One of them being, I actually have an idea here, because I brought this up to my stream because I think it would be a good idea, but I want to do a debate with Ben and Pat. And I want to have 10 juicy topics. I'll come up with like 10 crazy topics. Pat will get his 2 minutes to speak, and then the horns go off. He needs to stop, and then Ben will get his 2 minutes to speak, and then the chat votes who won the debate.
A straight up like presidential debate?
Yeah, no, not like that, but like, then the community would vote who won that topic, and then at the end we look at the point system, and then we see who won, and yada yada yada.
He didn't like this idea, or he did like this idea?
He told me he didn't want to do it in the off season because he didn't think it was the right time. But I was like, I personally thought this was the perfect time to do it. Like, in the off season, we could come up with 10 random topics. There's nothing going on right now. It would be a cool little video, right? But he's like, nah, he didn't want to do it, which is like, bro, I'm not like that, right? Like, if he doesn't want to do it,
it's like on to the next thing.
yeah, on to the next thing. It's okay. Like, we'll do it another time, or we'll figure it out, you know? Like, if it's not something you're feeling, I'm not going to force you to do it, right? So when Ben went out there and was just, like, saying, oh, I don't care about the show, or I don't, yada, 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 it's like, no, I care about the show. Just because I said I don't want to do certain ideas or certain things that you want to talk about doesn't mean that I don't want to run shows and don't want to do, you know, keep making content. Like, bro, if it was up to me, we'd run a flank every night if we had if we had the topics to talk about. If there was things that was actually going on. I mean, that's just what happens when you have a 6-month off season. So I've been trying to come up with different things with my own community to try and keep people entertained, like the Sub-H Challenge and playing different games. Plus, bro, I don't get to play a lot of games during the season, so it's also a good time for me to just focus on my community and just play games and be able to actually get that itch that I've had during season. Because during season, I don't have time to, between the watch parties and the shows and everything else going on, I don't have time
You're
to,
not
like,
gaming much.
I'm not gaming much.
Yeah.
So, like, in the off season, I have that itch to, like, hop into ranked or hop into, like, just game.
Play around, yeah.
You know what I mean? So with Ben, bro, it was just a communication problem. And I was just like, yo, just please call me, like, if you have everything. Or if there's anything you ever need, like, call me, because I always had that respect for Ben. I've never... Ben knows. Like, Ben will tell you. I've always had respect for him. I just talked to Ben this morning, and we were talking about some things. And,
some talk about the show too. Like, what's the? I know you guys just signed officially Octane.
Yeah,
right?
We officially signed Octane. Yep, Sam's on board, which is good, which is awesome to
Well,
see.
what was the thought process behind bringing him on? You know.
Bro, honestly, I just really like Sam. I just think he's a great player. He's a great personality.
I think he's hilarious. That's what I think.
He's a great dude. You know what I mean?
He's sus as shit. Sam, you're a sus as shit.
You're a sus bastard, but
I'd kiss you, but you're sus as shit.
But
okay?
Yeah, nah. Sam was just like, he was just like a no-brainer for me. And obviously, we ran into problems with the show. I mean, listen, bro, we're never gonna be able to make everybody happy, right? Like, some people want to see just me and Ben do a show. Some people want to see all 5 of us. Some people want to see 3 or 4, right? Like, at Reddit, they'll always like complain about, you know, oh, there's 5 people now, they're just gonna scream and stuff.
Do you peep Reddit? Do you like actually keep your eyes on it?
Yeah, I like Reddit, bro.
You like Reddit?
Yeah, bro, everybody always flips out when I say I like Reddit. I'm always on Reddit. I do Reddit reads every day on my stream.
On the COD competitive, or you're on the Sumafia Reddit?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Both. Bro, just like anything, there's good eggs and bad eggs in there, man. You don't.
If you be on there every day, you see how it's been going for me.
Yeah, they be cooking you. Like,
they
crazy.
hate me on there.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm sorry for whatever y'all don't like. I said basement dwellers, basement rats. You know, it happens. There are some basement dwellers and basement rats.
There are, but you know, like I said, like, even for me, like, I try and be careful with my words, because I do like a lot of people on Reddit too. There's also a lot of people who like will give good constructive criticism.
Yeah.
And actually type out some good stuff, instead of just like, man, this show's ass. This show's boring as fuck. I'm not watching this shit no more. And this and
Yeah.
that. It's like, bro, when I first made the show, everybody loved it. Everybody was hyped about it. Now it's just like, you know, some people just be like, ah, man, I can't stand this, or I can't stand that, or
Yeah.
yada, yada, yada. And it's like, well, listen, nobody's forcing you to watch the show. And
How do you deal with those narratives, though? How did you deal with that flip in narrative? And then, does it ever get to you?
It depends what they're saying. It'll get to me, bro. Whenever somebody ever questions my work ethic or how much I care about the show, that's where it gets to me. Like when Ben was yapping,
Yeah.
even people on Reddit were like, Tommy doesn't give a shit and this and that.
They start like believing it in a weird way.
Yeah, I'm just like, bro, like how can people say that? Like, look at the hours I've streamed. Look how many shows we've done. Like, bro, I would love to be doing shows. Like, I care about the content that I'm putting out. And if I don't like something, if it doesn't feel right, then I don't want to do it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I'd get hurt sometimes, like depending on what people are saying. But if somebody's giving constructive criticism in a respectful way and is like trying to make the show better,
That's where Reddit's great, actually, because
Yeah,
they sometimes come up with some great ideas or great
like
questions.
there's nothing wrong with that. And I use Reddit all the time. Like I do Reddit reads. I post Q&As on there because it's the community, bro. I want to interact with Reddit. I want to interact with Twitter and people on Instagram, and I want to interact with socials because that's the community. I want to know what people want to hear about because that's my job, is to be able to get those answers for people. Right?
Yeah, the voice of the community.
Right. So I'm like, I love talking to the community. Now, bro, there's some bad eggs in there. Yeah, bro. Like sometimes you'll see a post and you're like, what the fuck? Like, like what is this guy talking about?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But yeah, no, I try and work with Reddit. It'll get to me sometimes, but nah, bro, I'm used to it, bro. I mean, bro, 4 and 23, big nose Luigi, fucking. Bro, I'm always laughing and having a good time, and I make fun of myself. Like I got thick skin. I'll say I got more thick skin now than I did in the past, but nah, I don't mind it at all, bro. Like even if they're cooking and stuff like that, and bro, I see like the constructive criticism, but at the end of the day, whatever feels right, whatever I think is gonna be the most entertaining for the community, is where I'll always go. Like I just know what people like and what people don't like, and what people want to see.
Yeah.
And for me, bro, like I like having more people on the show. Like I feel like the more the better. Obviously, you don't want to go too much. But we've been doing five people on the shows in the off season because I wanted to see how people reacted and if people liked 5. And they loved it. When we were doing 5 people in the off season, people were loving it. Everybody was saying how much they love Sam, and everybody was loving the off season shows. There's also a big disconnect. People talk differently in the YouTube comments and like Reddit.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I
It's
mean?
a different
Like,
universe.
Yeah, it's a different universe.
Yeah,
So
I think
it's-
I would even say Twitter and Reddit's a different universe. Like,
yeah, it's all different. There's
Yeah.
just like different people on all like different platforms.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, everybody reacts differently. But I do hear Reddit's complaints about 5 might being too much. Like we'll see. But my whole thought process is like we can always just like do 4 people, 3 people.
Is your goal eventually to have a very flexible talent pool? Like, for example, I know a lot of players are going to come up and be, soon enough be retired and stuff like that. So is your plan to have, like, multiple people that can come on and always kind of just between you and Ben and then add in as for what applies to that,
Yeah.
that week and stuff? Or is it eventually to, like, do an in-person? Like, do you ever want to do an in-person type of flank or no?
I mean, we've talked about it. I mean, look at like the breakdown and what they're doing, right? And they're doing
around
things
that,
in
simple, yeah.
person. I mean, I kind of like the feel of it. I like it being scuffed a little bit. Like,
Yeah?
I don't want it to be like super like high produced with like these crazy cameras and we're sitting on like a desk or anything like that, because that's the breakdowns niche, right? Like that's their thing. Like I don't want to really do what they're doing. 'Cause I feel like it's their thing, like that's something that they come up with. That's what they're doing. Like I like keeping the show like how it was originally, just keeping it like kind of like a TeamSpeak vibe, like just sitting in a call, just talking with your bros, talking about COD, rather than something that's super high produced. Especially because if we were to do something high produced, which we talked about, we're gonna do one-offs that we're like at the warehouse or something like that. We're already talking about doing a kickoff tournament for MW3.
Okay.
And we might host it from here. Like me,
Oh, okay,
like
fire.
Ben might fly out, and me and Ben we might just host everything from here and have a cool setup, probably somewhere up here, because we're in the warehouse right now. If you guys don't know,
Yeah, shout
We're
out
in the
FaZe
FaZe
for,
ware- yeah,
shout
we're
out
in the
FaZe for
FaZe
letting me
warehouse.
use the warehouse. Thank you guys.
Yeah, bro. Like we'll probably do some cool stuff like in person, but nobody lives in Cali.
Yeah, that's kind of the one hectic side.
Right, like for instance, OpTic, they have their whole team in one area, so they can always do stuff together, build with each other. I'm kind of like on my lonesome out here, just like, doing everything virtually. Where, I mean, if somebody were to fly out here, we could do things in person. But it's a little harder for me to do that because nobody's here. Like Pat's in Carolina, Haggie's in Parasite, Chris, he's in Texas.
Yeah.
Ben's in Ohio. Like none of them are
Literally
here.
every part of the goddamn country.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like it would be cool to have people here. But I don't mind doing it virtually because I also like to focus on my own content too. Like the flank's not the only thing I want to do. Like I want to also focus on ZooMaa. Me, like I want to do cool stuff.
Where do you see your own content going?
Honestly, I right now just me and Vals. Vals is my YouTube editor. I mean, we've been trying to come up with just like different ideas to just keep people entertained. I mean, even now with the Sub 8 challenge, just like finding different things. But I mean, bro, just playing games, building a community, like doing whatever the community wants to see. I mean, obviously, I want to scale it one day. Maybe start doing some more IRL content.
That's what I was curious
start
about.
traveling and doing other stuff, but. For me, like, I don't think I'm at that point yet. Like, I think we got a long way to go to where I could just, like, travel the world and do a bunch of crazy shit and do that. Like, I don't have the time for that right now. Like, we're just focused on other things, between the show and between other stuff going on in my personal life. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't have the time to travel right now and do that stuff. So, yeah, one day we want to elevate the content. But for me, it's just consistency, man. I just want to be on every day. Doing stuff that people want to watch and putting in the work, like putting in the hours, like that's important.
Is there a time when you see yourself stepping away from COD and then also stepping away from streaming and content as a whole?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah?
100%. I mean, definitely like down the line and not anytime soon.
Sure, yeah.
Like obviously I want to keep grinding for years to come, but I mean it's mentally draining, bro. When you're going through that cycle of just like and listen, I'm very blessed, very grateful to do something that I love to do every single day. But anything you do for hours and hours and hours every single day, I think will eventually get dry and eventually kill your mental. So
How do you avoid that burnout then? I'm also curious about that. How do you avoid it?
Balance. Shout out to my girlfriend. She helps with that, just getting me out, getting me to do different things, and and my family, maybe going back and visiting family and stuff like that. Like
staying grounded.
Stay grounded. Like don't forget about your priorities and the people you love. I'm a family man, bro. I love my family. I love my girlfriend. Like I would do anything for them. Like if I need to turn off the stream and drop something for them, the stream's going off. I gotta go take care of something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like, again, like you burn yourself out, you lose track of those things. Like when you're so focused on grinding, like you just lose track of everything else that goes on around you. You know what I mean? So just trying to balance it is the best thing I could say. Make a schedule, from this time to this time, I'm going to stream. But then, later in the evening, I'm going to go out and do this with Michaela or, from Monday to Thursday, I'll be here, and then Friday to Sunday, I'll be with family in Jersey. You know what I mean? Like, just trying to, like, balance things out and make a schedule and trying to write it all down. But it can be difficult sometimes, bro. It can be really hard. Like, it's really hard to balance it. If you want to stay consistent and grind every day, it's hard.
You and Ben obviously start the show, and then over time, you guys start adding on talent, right? What is the decision-making to add on new people from the original success you guys had with just you guys, and why did you choose people like Chris, Parasite, or Aches? What did they bring to the show that you saw necessary?
Yeah, good question. So the show did start with me and Ben, but Ben actually quit. He quit on me. Yeah, Ben quit. He said he was gonna go back to Esports Engine. He just wanted to do other things. I don't know if maybe they were giving him a hard time over there, maybe balancing both at the same time. But he quit, and I was left on myself.
How long into the show was that?
I think this was after the first year.
Wow.
This was after our Cold War season, which everybody loved. Everybody loved our Cold War season because it was just me and Ben, and a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people really liked it. But he ended up leaving the show, and that put me in like a really tough spot because I was by myself, and I was trying to figure out what to do. And bro, I was talking to so many different people, and nobody really was like getting me excited. Like nobody was giving me that same excitement until I talked to Pat, which now it's funny because like a lot of people like they be ragging on Pat. Well, on Reddit, but I mean in the comments and stuff like that, they love Pat. But I just thought Pat would be honest and would just say things how he thought, whether I agreed with them or not. And that's all I really wanted was just somebody who's gonna be themselves and just be honest and just
Kind of like you said, like that Skip. another pro player, but someone with contrasting opinions, so you're not just echo chambering the same thing
so
again and again.
Exactly. So like
Yeah.
I just for me, bro, it's just I want people that aren't scared to show their personality and that are gonna be honest and give their honest opinions and you know, not scared to say whatever they want to say. So I ended up talking to Pat. Now I don't know if you remember this, but the show was just me and Pat.
Yeah, for a short time, right?
For a little while.
Like
It was
a couple months, right?
Yeah, like a couple months, I would say. Like a couple months, and then
I'm an avid flank watcher, by the way. I'm not gonna like
I appreciate
pretend
you.
like I don't watch the show. I fucking watch the show.
Yeah, I appreciate you,
Yeah.
man. So it was just me and Pat. Like Ben left. I had to I was doing interviews. I was meeting with so many different people, trying to figure out what to do because I didn't know what to do anymore. Like Ben had just left. So we get Pat. It's just me and Pat. And then obviously, you know, Pat, he works a full-time job. So I was like, we might need to bring some other people in, you know, like just to kind of level it out, just so Pat's not always so stressed out trying to make these shows. And,
Right.
you know, we could kind of run shows whenever we want to run shows. And then Chris came in, and then Ben came back. And then that's kind of how we all ended up being together as a unit because I really liked Chris because he just plays the game.
He's just aware.
Yeah, he's just aware. He plays the game. He knows all the stats. He's like the drifter of the CDL. Like this guy just knows everything. Like he just knows all the stats. He plays the game a lot. Like he's a grinder. So like he'll drop like a lot of good analytics for people, and you know he actually knows what he's talking about because he's on the game every day.
Yeah, he brings that take.
Yeah, so that's why I really liked Chris, and then Ben ended up saying he wanted back in. Then Ben like after like a few months or whatever, Ben's like, "Yo, can I come back?" And I'm like, motherfucker, you just left, man.
Yeah,
like,
I
damn,
got a whole new
just went
setup
through
here.
hell. I just went through hell, bro, trying to figure out what to do. And now we have it going. Now he wants to come back. And it's like, again, I love Ben. Got a lot of respect for Ben. So I was like, all right, bet. Let's run it back. Let's get him in there. Boom. Then it was 4 of us. And then obviously with a new signing now, Octane, it's 5. But that's kind of how, like, why the flank got to where it's at with a lot of different personalities on it is because I was put in a bad spot where I didn't have anybody, and I needed to make some moves. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, they don't talk about that.
It's like a blessing in disguise almost too. Like
Because I love where the show has gone,
Yeah.
and I love having different personalities on. Because listen, bro, there's a lot of great personalities in COD, and I feel like they need to be heard. And some like even Pat and Chris, like they weren't really in the space anymore in terms of like you know, like they weren't really like Chris was still trying to compete, but Pat was just doing his thing with X Defiant, really wasn't there. And stuff like that. So, like, just getting those personalities, like, Pat's a legend, bro.
Yeah.
You know, Chris, legend. Like, these guys are, like, icons to the COD space. So, to get them back in there and to be able to give them that platform to get back into the space and talk COD, it was just, was cool.
People won't give you your credit in that sense, too. I think that how many people you've given a platform to and how you've revitalized careers is understated and underappreciated.
I appreciate that because people don't talk about like some of that stuff, and you know, even like the situations again where I was left on the show by myself and I had to try and find ways to keep the show going and different things. Like I was stressed, bro. I was losing full and trying to figure it all out. But
I'll even say beyond them too. Again, I want to give you your flowers while I can, and not when it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Too far out. You're sitting in front of me, so you know even people in the GTA space. You know, you got the Bosch Roms, you know, the Z, these guys like.
Yeah.
You know, with they'll tell you themselves. It's not just I'm saying this like out of my ass. Like they'll tell you themselves. You've made careers, and I think that should be appreciated a lot more, and people should know that about you. That it's not, you know, they may think you're just kind of on your own and doing this like rogue thing, but you've been very unselfish with your platform in every regard, and that should be noted.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
that means a lot, bro.
Yeah.
That means a lot. Thank you so much.
Without a doubt, bro.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because you're right. A lot of people don't really talk about that stuff. And
you can't talk about, if you talk about it, it's like
I don't
weird,
want to.
you know?
I never talk about that stuff, you know? Unless, like, again, somebody starts disrespecting and they say something crazy, you know, or my feelings get hurt, which, like, that's why when people, again, going back to that other topic where, you know, this ZooMaa doesn't care about the show thing. That's why it really hurt my feelings. That's why it really bothered me because I'm always thinking about just keeping
the show, the people, keeping people
the community,
going.
like always trying to do different things for the space and for the community, and just like, you know. So I was hurt, bro. I was hurt, and as I'm sure people could tell when I'm hurt. They can tell, like, you know, they can tell on stream when I'm losing composure or I'm hurt or my feelings are hurt. You know, they could tell.
Looking ahead into this next season, I'm curious about one thing from you. I want you to do a top 4 power ranking.
Top 4
give me
power
top
ranking?
3. I didn't want top 4. who do you think is going to be the most surprising team, and who do you think is going to be the most underwhelming team coming into this next year? Welcome to the flank, guys.
Most surprising. Who's gonna be the most surprising team?
Yeah.
Okay, most surprising team. I'd probably say.
So, and it could be surprising, positive or negative, to be honest.
I actually think that Carolina team's pretty interesting. With Clay, GodRX. I think there's still a rumor on one of them, but it's Real, Clay, GodRX, and then I think there was a rumor for that fourth.
Most likely, I think it's Gwyn.
It's Gwyn.
It's
So, which I think people are saying Fame or Gwyn, but regardless, I think that team could be like kind of a shot in the dark. Like that team,
if they mesh, I think if they mesh well early on, then it could be a real momentum pusher.
We'll see. I mean, in terms of like surprise, like that's a team that I think could be a surprise, like to some people. Like if they were to like do well, I mean, obviously, like we'll see. What you just get hit with some ghosts,
bro? Pop down and one drop hit me in the fucking forehead, bro.
But yeah, nah, I think Carolina. But in terms of like underwhelming,
I got a controversial one for this one.
Yeah, underwhelming's hard. Because I think the top 4 teams just all look so good on paper right now.
On paper, yes.
On paper, yeah.
And that's why I say, who do you think is the most underwhelming team? Because on paper, they all look very good.
I think I have one concern with OpTic.
Oh, I was gonna say the same shit. Okay, go ahead. What's your concern? Yeah.
I just hope that they're not all selfish. I want them to be a unit this year.
Yeah.
I want them to be a team. I want them to. I don't want them to care about their stats. Don't care about your kills, because they're all superstars, man. Shotzzy, Pred, Dashy, Kenny, they're all superstar players, bro. But when you want to win championships and be the best, there's moments where you're gonna be that superstar, and there's moments where you're gonna have to take a step back and let somebody else be that superstar. You know, like you're gonna have to make sure you're playing your situations right, working together right, and that's why I think Kenny's really important to them.
I agree.
Because I think Kenny's gonna be like that X factor, that glue. That's gonna be like if they are like doing stupid shit. I'm hoping Kenny can like step up and try and help them out. But that's my concern with them. Are they gonna go out and just try and be that guy all the time, where like when you're playing the top teams, will it fall flat? Will it fall flat?
You kind of took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It's just they're all so good and so used to being that guy, and when you put them together, besides Kenny, because Kenny has kind of adapted to be. He knows his timings. Biggest worry, biggest concern is OpTic for me. The most possible
and I think there's
team.
also a positive to look there, because then at the other side of it, it's like, well, their ceiling could be insane, right? Like if they are clicking, if they are playing as a team, they're
unstoppable.
They could be unbelievable. You know what I mean? So it's like a 2-edged sword, you know. And I'm just curious to see how OpTic handles it throughout the year. I'm curious.
How did you meet your girl? Was it a Tinder or some shit, or how did
Nah. We were talking a little bit through like socials and stuff, like talking online, and then she tweeted a picture of her in like a car, and I responded, "Run me over." That's what I said. I said, "Run me over."
In DMs or like
no,
on the
publicly,
TL?
like on the TL.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and everybody was like going crazy and shit, and then we just started talking. Like, I feel like when we were texting, like I could tell she was a really smart girl. And, like, she came from, like, a good family and stuff like that. Like, she was just, like, just talking to her. Like, I really liked her. I really liked the girl. So I ended up asking her out. And we went on a date here in Cali, and the rest was just history. You know what I mean? But I love her, man. She's a great girl.
Wow. That's a success story, bro. She seems like a great girl. You
Yeah,
guys
she's
look happy.
awesome, bro.
You guys
She's
be traveling, doing fun shit together.
Yeah, no, she's incredible, and her family's awesome, and she treats my family with nothing but respect, and you know, what else can I ask for? You know,
She's half Italian, right?
Nah, she's Middle Eastern, bro. She's your people, man.
Is she?
Yeah, she's from the Middle East, man.
We got a good one, man. We got a good one.
Yeah,
Locking down
man.
another good one.
Yeah,
good work.
Yeah, nah, she's Middle Eastern, Jordanian, Palestinian. She's got a little bit. She's like a Middle Eastern mutt, man. She's got a little bit of everything.
What's the other half? Oh, she fully Middle Eastern?
Yeah, she's full Middle Eastern,
Oh,
bro.
shout out.
Yeah,
Okay.
She's straight Middle Eastern, no Italian, no nothing.
So you're you know,
culture-wise,
Lord willing, if you guys have little kiddos, they're gonna be like eating hummus with pizza and shit.
Yeah, that ass, bro. It's a little mix. You know what I mean? A little bit of hummus, a little bit of pizza, but nah, she's great, man. She's great.
Yeah.
I can't say enough.
Nah,
It's
it's a lovely thing to see you happy, see you secure in that way.
Yeah.
I think it's about that time where we hop into questions.
Yeah, whatever you want to ask, bro. I don't
Yeah.
care. Yeah, you're good.
what was your biggest frustration as a esports Call of Duty professional?
Dealing with other people.
Whoa. What do you mean?
Dealing with like teammates who didn't care, or just like people didn't respect my opinions. Like sometimes you just go through like really egotistical players that it's like their way or the highway, and they just can't ever hear anything. They're never wrong, or just basically like hard-headed like people who just won't respect my opinion is what really used to piss me off. Because it's like, bro, I'm sitting here, I've won multiple championships, I've beaten the best players. And you know, if I'm seeing something that's going wrong in game consistently, and I'm trying to call it out, and it's constantly being brushed over, or people aren't taking me seriously, that really used to piss me off. So I'm trying to win, right? I'm trying to win. I'm trying to get better, and I'm always the type of person too where. And granted, earlier on in my career, I wasn't as good as this, but as I got older, like I was good at taking constructive criticism. Like if somebody was telling me to do this or do that, I would do it. You know, so just dealing with people who probably didn't always respect my opinion. You know, that was probably like the biggest thing. But yeah, just working with other people, bro. It's hard sometimes to get on the same page with other people, man.
Who's your favorite teammate of all time?
Crowder.
Who's your least favorite teammate of all time? Oh shit.
Least favorite teammate of all time.
You can be political here. I wouldn't mind it. If you need to be or want to be.
Least favorite teammate? I mean, it would have to be a team that we didn't win on. If we didn't win,
yeah, there's no vibes. Yeah, if you're getting shit on, there's no vibes.
Yeah,
completely.
Which I'm just trying to think, like.
But it could be obviously, you know, a team that didn't go well, or just someone individually that was just not a very, again, maybe to your point of not a very accepting of criticism or not open to hearing your opinion, maybe. Again, you can play the political and not do it. I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to put anybody on blast.
All right,
and,
I wouldn't fault you for it.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin anybody's like name or anything like that.
It was Lamar,
you know?
everyone. It was Lamar.
No, to be honest with you, to actually talk about Lamar, we did fucking hate each other in the beginning. Like,
Really?
We hated each other in the beginning. Just because just a lot of disconnect with just how we were seeing the game. But I will say, like, one thing, like, with Lamar that I always loved was just, like, how much he cared. Like, at least he cared. At least he had, like, talks with me and arguments with me. Like, Lamar would actually talk to me.
Yeah,
right?
it wasn't like, oh, we're beefing, so I'm going to ignore you and not care and, like, kind of give up.
Yeah. So, like, I always, like, admired, like, Lamar's, like, work ethic. You know what I'm saying?
How'd you guys resolve the issue? Or did it get resolved, or is it just a beef that's lingered?
No. It's not a beef that's lingered. No, we resolved it. I mean, it was just communication.
It was just that start of teaming together that was a little tense.
Yeah, just tense. And, I mean, early on, it wasn't, like, things weren't looking good at first. Like, our team was kind of everywhere, like, a lot of problems, and not so much with me or Lamar, just, like, other problems going on.
Yeah,
and that's kind of when we picked up, it's when we picked up Mac, and I remember when I picked up Mac, Lamar was like, man, if this guy's ass, it's on you, bro. And I was like, bro, like.
Then he's fucking the slide canceling.
And then we won the next event. I was like, thank God, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because it would have been on me. I was the only one, like, really vouching for this guy.
Yeah.
And, like, and it's because I was just, like, tuning into his streams, and I just really liked the way he played, and I felt like we needed him to do what he was doing. Which, by the way, like, I always felt like when Mac played with me, bro, like, he was just so confident and was just making plays. And then I don't know what happened, but I feel like he lost his confidence along the way. Like, when he would, like, especially last season.
Yeah.
Like, I just felt like they just had him as, like, just an objective bitch. Like, just,
yeah,
like,
subdued a little bit from his actual skill.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was just, I felt like every time I was watching Mac, he just overthink everything and just try and do, like, the right play instead of just naturally doing what your instinct is telling you to do.
Yeah.
Because Mac is a good instinct player. Like, he's really good.
He's a slide canceling crack demon. That was his best times.
And he's got good awareness, uses his tax well. Like, he knows how to play COD. But, like, sometimes, like, people just play differently, and you have to let them play them, because if you try and change them, you're going to make them worse.
Yeah.
So, like, sometimes I feel like in the past, like, my teammates, like, I could see them, like, ragging on, like, that's what happened to Trey. Like, Trey was getting yelled at every day in our New York scrims, and eventually he just shut down, bro. And I was like, this guy's broken now. Like,
you could tell already.
I could tell. Like, this is just not gonna be good. Like, we have to make a change. Like, this is just not gonna work. And, like, bro, like, I'm trying to win, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to get W's. So, like, we had to do something. And that's kind of how Mac got in there, but.
Shout out Mac, man.
Yeah, shout out to Mac.
I know he's not competing this season because he mentioned his mother.
Yeah, prayers go out to Mac and his family. I've met his mom. She's awesome. He's got a great family. So my heart goes out to you, bro.
Prayers
heart
to them.
goes out to you, man.
Let's jump to the next question. Create your dream team, 4 players, not including yourself, of people you've played with in their era. You're GMing this team.
All right, Celium.
Okay.
And it has to be I play with them.
Yeah, people you've played with at the time you've played with them.
Okay, so Celium,
Okay.
Black Ops 4.
Okay.
I want him as my main AR.
1.
Let's do. Good question. Let's do.
I need some clips, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I've teamed with a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, over the years, yeah. Even the Dynasty you've teamed with technically. So.
I mean, I'll definitely take Dylan Attach for sure in his prime.
AW.
Yeah, like AW Dill, for sure.
18-year-old demon.
And then I'd probably say like maybe like Crowder or Prieston, like a flex or something like that, because it has to be people I play with, right?
At that time too, in that year, in that time you played with
it doesn't
them.
matter. World War II, Crowder was doing everything, and so was Prieston. AR
Pick
sub,
one, though. Pick
didn't
one.
matter. Give me Crowder, bro. Give me Crowder.
Crowder, World War II?
Bro, Crowder is the most underrated player ever in the CDL.
Okay, there you
Or
go.
not the CDL. Like he didn't like in COD.
COD generally.
In COD. Bro. People don't even know, bro. They don't even know
how much work he's doing.
Work, bro. Just like watching VOD, he just knows what everybody's doing. He just knows how to play every situation, and like he never ever cared about getting kills or his stats or he was like the most unselfish player. Like, bro, I looked like the biggest superstar playing with him because like he would just do all the little things like jumping in first or taking a long route or this. So I bet I'll just hit Hill, get another couple kills, this and that. Like,
He made it so you could just beat a crack demon and just do
Bro,
what you wanted to
he's
do,
just
and he's
like-
opening up the map for you.
bro, if Crowder's doing some dumb shit and I'm talking to him, he's just like respects me. He's like, yeah, all right, bet. You know, this and that. He'll just fix it. Next map, he'll fix it like right away. Like, but it's just like little things, like being able to work with people, like being a good teammate. Like Crowder was that guy. Like, was Crowder always looked at as that guy who's gonna go out there and drop 40s? No, but he's a world champion. He's won multiple champs. He's coaching Atlanta FaZe now. I just feel like a lot of people just like, you know, they'll just look at stats and just kind of write them off. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But they
stats are a little bit over. It's controversial, I think, especially to a lot of people who believe in him so heavily. But yeah, stats are over. They're overweighted a lot of times in terms of like people's opinion.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell the whole story.
Nah.
If you're talking a 0.6, sure.
I made like the worst decision of my life leaving Crowder in the beginning of my career. I left Denial, went to Envy. Chasing the colors and this and that.
The glory in a way.
And like, you know, that was just like a huge wake-up call because I was teaming with NYSL and Nado. And I was like, a week in, I was like, bro, we are ass. We are
like,
ass.
it's not going to work, basically.
And every time I said something, it just, like, they didn't really care. I was kind of looked at as, like, the young moron. Like, all I do is run around and, like, you know, I'm just dumb. And then that was in AW because I just felt like we played so slow. Like, we were always behind. We were always a step behind other teams.
Yeah.
And then I joined FaZe and was, like, a top 2 sub in the game. And it was, like, run 3
bitch,
out of
I told you so.
run 3 out of the last 4, and I'm talking to Clay, and Clay's like, bro, do whatever you want to do, and this and that, and it was just a whole different mindset switch. And it just goes to show you like how much a team environment can either be a failure or a success. You have to be smart about who you play with and who you surround yourself with, and you know, because some people, bro, like they just go through one year out the other. Crowder always had that respect. When I was coming into the scene, bro, nobody respected me, bro. Everybody just talked shit. They called me an online warrior, just like little pipsqueak.
You had a narrative to your name, for
I
sure.
had a narrative, bro.
For sure.
I had a narrative. Like, people just said I was dumb and didn't know what I was doing. And again, these are just all the pros who I'm smoking because they just don't want to get their spot taken or something like that.
Yeah, they have to craft something against you.
Yeah,
you
and
have to.
Crowder was kind of like the one guy who believed in me and kind of brought me in, and because he was on FaZe at the time. FaZe ended. This was in Ghost, and shout out to Charles Harvey, RJ. Like, they saw me playing and stuff like that, and they got me in there. Crowder always had that respect for me, and he always just gassed me, you know, always just showed me love and just supported me, and you know, it ended up leading to us winning events and doing cool things. So
if you had to put a percentage, I think it's an interesting question. If you had to put a percentage on how much the in-game versus out-of-game dynamic of a team matters, what percentages would you put on that? How much of it is game, like how much of it is straight in-game practice versus outside of game?
Most of it's in-game.
Dynamic.
Most of it's in-game. I mean, the only place where outside of game will matter is if it's bad stuff. Like a teammate's messaging a teammate's girl or something, or like, it has happened.
It has definitely happened.
Or you know what I mean?
I'm saying so in-game, all 4 players could be good. Out of game, people aren't listening to each other. There's some disrespect. People are maybe not caring as much. How much is that out of game? Like, would you say 80-20? 80-20, 90-10?
Well, it depends. Like, out of game, like, if you're watching VOD and talking about COD, is that out of game or is that considered?
That's out of game.
Yeah, that stuff matters, bro. Like, that stuff, 50-50.
Ooh, see, there you go. That's what I was curious
No,
about.
that
Like,
stuff
all
matters.
of that.
I thought you maybe were just talking about just, like, personal life. Like, do they go out and get pizza together and stuff like that?
No.
Some people say that stuff, but, like...
I mean, I would agree. I think 75-25, your dynamic with your team outside the game translates in the game.
Yeah.
Which is why all the teams that stick together for the whole year, in the end, tend to be the best teams.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Maybe I'm faded. Maybe it's the wrong opinion. But that's just what I see. I think building that friendship leads to unselfishness in the game. It translates into gameplay and practice and winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. You need to be able to get along with your teammates. You have to get along.
Yeah.
There's only 4 people in COD. It's only 4, right? It's not like it's a football team with so many people, or like a soccer team with like 11 people on the starting roster, 18 people going to a game. Like, it's just a lot more people where there might be some disconnects. But in COD, like, everybody needs to be on the same page, or it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's important, bro.
Okay. All right. Similar to the last question, but a little different. Create your best roster ever. All time.
Best roster ever, all time. It'd probably just be the Dynasty, right? You'd probably just go with the Dynasty there. Probably just like Damon, Scump, Crim.
Informal?
Yeah, informal. I mean, the Dynasty probably was one of the best rosters ever, right? I mean, probably just got to give it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably just give it to the OpTic Dynasty.
There you
to
go.
be honest.
All right.
They were just a really good team together. They were just stacked in every role.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
on top
they
of
were the
that-
best of every position on one team.
Yeah, like we had to build teams to try and take them down. You know, that's how our FaZe team formed. It was like, yo, what can we do to compete with these guys? You know what I mean?
They were the standard, essentially. Like,
Yeah, they
everyone's
were-
trying to figure out how to dismantle them.
Right.
Yeah.
But I always feel like the best player of all time is an interesting topic because
Ooh.
it's like
Everyone has different answers.
yeah, I've changed my answer over the years like a million times. People could probably find clips of me saying like 5 different players. Like,
All right, so
But-
today, give me your top 3 players of all time.
okay, so Damon Barlow, number 1.
Whoa, controversial
Damon
already.
Barlow, number 1.
Okay.
And then this is why it gets interesting. Okay, so this is why I have Damon number 1 and why it's so hard for me to do top 3.
Okay.
What are we doing it off? Are we basing it off achievements? Who's won the most? Right? Or are we based off talent? Like, who's the most talented between them all? Right? Because achievements, I go Crim.
Of course.
Talent, I'm going Scump.
Okay.
But from my perspective, it's like, well, who was doing it all?
Who's doing the most on every
Who
map
was
and
doing
every
it
game mode and
all,
everything?
Bro? Who was slaying when they need to slay? Who was winning? Who was taking those routes or jumping in hills or grabbing that ball and uplane? Who was doing that while also getting kills? While also, it's Damon. Damon did everything.
That's true.
Damon was the glue to that OpTic Dynasty. Without Damon, I don't think that team would have done what they've done. I think they needed Damon. I think Karma was like really important. And I think
So
a
his
lot
value on that team makes him the best player.
Yes,
His
and I-
his
and I-
value
and I
on
also
every team,
think-
yeah.
But it's that's a hot take because when Damon was playing for OpTic and the Dynasty, like it was always drop Karma. Like if
Yeah.
he wasn't performing, it was always drop Karma this, drop Karma that, Karma this, Karma that. But it's like the other things that he was doing for the team. So Scump can go and slay and get his kills. So Formal can go slay and do what he wants to do. You know,
It's similar to Crowder, though. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a
yeah,
fair comparison,
very
right?
similar to Crowder.
If
Like
you guys play bad, it's like drop Crowder. He's fucking
right,
he's not
it was
performing.
the
What the fuck?
same thing. It was the same thing, and
Yeah.
it's just like I wish that narrative could change. Like in the COD space, it just won't. And people can disagree with me. They're free to disagree and have their own opinions.
I think there will be some hot responses to
But it's
this
like,
one.
what are we looking at, right? Some people are like, bro, the whole objective is winning. So whoever's won the most is a GOAT, right? So I see that, and I see that, right? So if that's how you're looking at it, then Crim is number 1.
Yeah.
If you're looking at it from a talent perspective, then I'm probably going with Scump because I think Scump was the most talented, personally.
Till from the beginning to the end of his career.
Yeah, I thought
Literally.
he was the most talented for sure.
Yeah.
But in terms of finding a balance, I thought Damon was that perfect balance. I thought he was a great balance. And I think, a lot of people give him his credit. He's a GOAT. He's got 3 rings. He's one of the best players ever.
But you put
But-
him literally number 1.
Based on how I just explained it
For
to
yourself.
you,
No,
yeah.
this is
for
your
myself,
opinion. Yourself.
For myself,
Like, he's number
bro,
1 for you.
Damon's number 1, bro.
Okay.
Even playing against him, bro. I've played with Damon. I've played against Damon. Damon's good, bro. Like,
Oh,
guy's
that's
good.
I mean, without a doubt, he's good.
Like, it's not even like, it's just like how annoying he is on the map too. Like when I play him, like just like laying down in random off angles or looking through cracks or sniping through like random crevices and shit like that. He sniped, he ran an AR, he ran a sub, he grabbed the ball and uplink, would go crazy, did the objective and hard points. Like when you needed him to pop some pieces, he'll pop some pieces. Like, bro, this guy was literally everything.
Yeah, they do it all.
To do it all, which is why now recently I've been saying Damon #1. But I don't know. Some people are gonna be like, man, Tommy's just trying to be different. And shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I've thought about that stuff, man. I thought about it, but
What is the best piece of financial advice you've ever gotten?
financial advice: don't spend your money on stupid shit, bro.
Did you have a phase when you were doing that? Phase.
No,
No?
hell no, bro.
You don't have a closet full of just designer shit?
Nope,
I like that.
nope,
Good work.
nope. No designer stuff. I bought a condo. Real estate, you know what I mean? I've been saving my money and investing. I got a financial advisor, you know what I mean? Even when I first joined New York, I signed it because the contracts are getting crazy. I signed a financial advisor. He's helped me a lot where to put my money and stuff like that. I've talked to you about where to put my money sometimes, but just like not spending on everything. You know what I mean? Like just I feel like it's important that you save and
Be conservative a little
yeah,
bit.
you want to put money into things that hold value and will give you value. That's why I really like real estate because I feel like it'll hold its value. And, you know, instead of burning money on rent every year, I'm putting money into a mortgage, which is kind of like, you know, there's value
Yeah,
there.
it's
you know what I
your,
mean?
your value is going to your place.
Right. As
Okay.
long as you understand, you know, what you're buying. Because it depends also on the real estate, too. Like, it depends where you're buying and stuff like that. Like, the market right now is crazy. But
Yeah.
I think the best advice would just be watch your spending because it goes quick, bro.
Yeah, it goes way faster than it comes.
Yeah,
Way
100%. I mean,
faster.
first and foremost, whenever I make $1, I think about taxes, right, and how it's just gonna cut it in half, right?
Yeah.
For everything that I make, I just cut it in half in my mind mentally because even though it's probably like 35-40%.
Doesn't matter. Just say half.
I
You're
just
in
say
Cali,
half.
bro. It's half,
I
bro.
just say half
Yeah.
because like you know, there's so many things that are just going like taxes in general. And then just even living, bro. Like just getting food and this and that. Like you look at the end of the month on how much you're spending on food, how much you're doing this.
My
like
food shit
granted,
is crazy.
mine's insane because I'm live streaming and I don't have time to like
You're
cook
DoorDashing
or
and shit.
like yeah, I'm just door dashing so much and just ordering food so much. So like my best advice would be to save and invest. You
Okay.
know, that's like I feel like that's such a basic answer.
I mean,
though.
it's fun though.
Yeah, I mean, saving and investing is really important.
I think the watch your spending is the key right there. Like the spending
yeah,
side.
I would just never understand those people who will like make $100K and then they'll spend half of it on like a new whip. You know what I mean? It's just like
Shit.
you know, like
Shit.
and trust me, I got a whip.
Yeah,
but,
I'm like, I see your car. What the fuck you talking about?
But I didn't, bro. I'm 28 now. I could have bought that car 10 years ago. You know what I'm talking
There
about?
are, dude. I've seen some. I'll say some content creators, some other competitive players, not just in COD, who at 18 to 21 get their first contract and drop it on a lot of shit.
Drop it, bro. I was driving a Honda for years, bro. I loved it. I loved that car. Just driving a Honda. It wasn't because I couldn't afford something nicer. It was just because it just wasn't the right time, you know?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I remember when I was like 19, 20, I knew what other people were making. I knew they were making what I was making, and I was like,
You're like, why you buying all that shit? What are you
how
doing?
the fuck's this motherfucker got a Beamer? Like, what the heck?
Yeah,
Like did
yeah.
he just spend his whole paycheck? Is he just like going crazy?
He's burning. He's just burning through it. Yeah.
Just burning through cash. And then, bro, I've even had some horror stories talking to some people recently. I don't want to name names, but
course
just
not,
like
yeah.
not writing their taxes off the right way, and the IRS is coming back for them, you know, a few years later,
Shit.
and they're just having to pay back so much cash because they weren't writing it off properly or not doing it the right way, and now it's coming back to haunt them in later years. Thankfully, I come from a family that like my mom worked for a bank her whole life.
Oh, so you financially literate, very financially literate.
Yeah. She knows, like, you know, she knows how to control money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, shout out to my moms and shout out to my financial advisor, Ben, because
Good guy.
without financial advisor Ben, bro, I'd be lost in this stuff. He helps me a lot with my portfolios and stuff like that. So, shout out to
Just
him.
be guided well. That's all. I'm gonna
Be
summarize
guided
all
well.
that. Be guided well. Don't spend so much, and keep you know just keep
Yeah,
yourself.
and also,
Keep,
like,
be
if,
smart.
if you're young, you see your friends driving cars and this and that, like, unless mommy and daddy bought it for them, you know, like,
Don't be stressing.
Don't be stressing. Don't feel the need to, like, try and impress and buy these cars and stuff like that, because in the long run, you're gonna regret it. You'll regret it in the long run for sure.
Yeah.
Invest so then in 10 years you could buy 20 of those cars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's making good points here. Give me your top 3 fast food places.
McDonald's for sure. Love McDonald's.
That's number 1?
Yeah.
You're a trash human being. Okay, keep going.
I love McDonald's. Just like
What, dude, what do you love at McDonald's? What's there to love at McDonald's? Talk to me. What is there to love at McDonald's?
Fries are unbelievable. The French fries.
Okay, I'll
are
give you that
fantastic.
one. They're fucking $6 for 7 of them, but like it is what it is.
I love their quarter pounders. Like I usually get a quarter pounder.
Okay.
And then I love their apple pies. The little apple pies.
Oh, apple pies are fucking great.
Unbelievable.
But I'll give McDonald's that their desserts are the best desserts. Out of like a McFlurry, the
They
apple
got good
pies.
dessert, bro.
Wow. The
And then-
cookies? Wow.
The cookies are fire.
Wow.
And then I'd probably say like Shake Shack.
Number 2?
Is that Shake Shack's fast food, right?
Technically, would you call Chipotle fast food?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't really know what people consider fast food, but yeah, probably Shake Shack and like Wendy's. Wendy's is fire.
Dude, back when I didn't eat halal, Wendy's, dude, the chili there.
Wendy's is crazy.
the-
Chili's good too there. I've
Like
had their
low key,
chili.
it's like it sounds gross to get chili at a
Nah, it's
Wendy's,
good, it's
but
good.
it's fucking phenomenal.
Nah, I like Wendy's, bro. And they got the spicy nuggets, which are fire.
So good.
Yeah.
The
those are
habanero
fire.
ranch.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Woo! Oh,
Fire,
so
bro.
top 3 list: McDonald's, Shake Shack, Wendy's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, I'm probably forgetting some. I mean, I love fast foods.
In and out, or Five Guys.
In and out.
Okay, God bless. Thank God
In
you're
and
not.
out.
You're not a.
People be disrespecting the hell out of In and Out.
They
In and Out
do.
has the best tasting burgers. You actually eat an In and Out burger, and you could tell everything's fresh and tasty. Like the ingredients are really good.
Yeah, and it's not like I don't know. Five Guys burger is the most oily shit you can ever put in your mouth. Like you eat it, and you're like, I feel gross after
I think
I eat
people
one.
just don't like In and Out because of the fries, which is fair.
Nah,
But they
get them animal style.
But you get them animal style, and they also come with like people are like, there's no salt. They give you like salt packets. So if you really care that much on putting salt on them, you could just drizzle some salt on it, and you're good.
You're
Like,
some lazy fucks, huh?
I guess so, bro. I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Who's your favorite soccer player ever?
Andrea Pirlo, one of the best. You don't even know who that is.
I have
bro.
no. I know 2 soccer players. The ones
Andrea
everyone knows.
Pirlo is special, man. Special.
Who do you play for?
He played for a lot of teams. Juventus, Milan. He played for the Italy
Is he
international team. Yeah, Italian guy.
Okay.
Played for, but just like he played in the center of the field. He was just always so calm on the ball, like super composed, but just like cold too, man. Like he'll just rip shots from deep, just sink shots. He had like this one penalty against England, and he just like. I forgot what they call it, but just like chipped it down the middle. Goalkeeper died. He just made him look like a fool. Just like cold shit. Like
He was just that guy.
just look up Andrea Pirlo highlights, man.
Andrea
I
Pirlo.
used to like try and mimic because I played in the academy. I try to mimic my game like after him. So that was like a big fan of Pirlo for sure.
Okay. Who's your favorite esports player of all time?
Favorite esports player of all time. Does it have to be in COD or
No.
could be anything?
No, I'm saying generally, just favorite esports player of all time.
I like Nico from CS:GO.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nico?
I think I used to talk to him a little bit when he was on FaZe because he played for FaZe.
Mhm.
But I just feel like he's a good player, like good dude, and I follow him on socials and stuff like that. So just like I'd be like just keeping up with what he's doing and stuff like that. Probably
Okay.
Nico. But if I had to go like somebody in esports who's kind of like was like a role model, I'd probably say like Nade.
There you go.
Nade or like Scump, like one of those, because I used to watch their videos growing up. So
They-
probably Nadeshot and Scump.
Okay. Who's your favorite top 2 Twitch streamers? Outside of yourself, of course. Is there anyone you watch consistently, or you maybe not model after, but like you're just like I appreciate what they're doing.
I love NICKMERCS, man. Personally, like I love watching Nick stream. Like I just think he's a good personality. Like all those guys, like Nick, Tim, Dr. Disrespect, like Cloaksy. Like I like that group. Like I like that group of guys. But if I had to pick like one streamer,
Your favorite, the top dog,
favorite, bro.
primero, the number 1.
I mean, it might be XQC, bro.
Wow.
It might be. Just because me and Asim always watch him. He's just
X
like,
is so fucking funny though.
he's just so dumb. It's hilarious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he's actually very smart.
Send out a 1v1 $1,000 challenge to anybody.
Oh, I'm so bad, bro.
No. Don't give me that fucking cheese, bro.
Bro, I just played Crowder yesterday. I got smoked, bro.
It could be fucking Ben if you want. I don't care. But peep the camera and send out a 1v1 COD $1,000 challenge to somebody.
Zinni. 1v1, $1,000. I mean,
Holy.
he might do it. He might not do it. I already beat Zinni. He'd probably beat me now.
Oh, you beat him before in a 1v1?
Yeah, but there was nothing on the line. Wait, I'm playing for $1,000 though?
I'm saying $1,000 challenge.
Ben J. Nassim. Let's do it. 1v1.
The switch up is insane.
$1,000. Give me Ben J, bro.
That's an
3,000.
insane
That's a
switch
free
up right
1,000,
there.
bro. That's a free $1,000.
That's an insane switch up, bro.
Yes, sir, man.
Okay, okay. And these are the final questions. These are the exclusive final questions. Very short answers, not really, like, not super in depth. Before we get into them, is there anything you would like to say to a viewer, your fan, a Zoo Mafia member, or just a final message you have to, you know, people watching?
Yeah, to everybody who tunes into my content, I wouldn't be anywhere near where I am today if it wasn't for all of you guys that have shown so much love and support, and you know, all the energy that you guys bring when I'm turning the live stream on, or even in just comments and some of the videos and stuff. It motivates me to just be better and keep making content for you guys. So again, bro, I owe it all to you guys, and we're gonna keep on grinding and keep on doing what we're doing. But without you guys, we wouldn't be here. So just thank you to everybody who's been enjoying the content. Shout out to everybody who's been positive and showing love. And I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know, man. So appreciate you guys. Thank you guys.
Shout out, man. That's a beautiful final message.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. What is your favorite word?
Fugaze. Fugaze. I like that.
What is your least favorite word?
My least favorite word?
Mhm.
I don't know, like moist.
I've heard that one. Yeah, moist. The sound
Moist,
of it.
maybe? Like, I don't
moist.
like that.
Okay. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
What turns me on?
Dude,
Like-
why you got a mind like that, dog?
What you mean, bro? You said what turns you on?
Yeah, not the hub. Okay, we're not talking about the hub here. We're
Like, what
talking about
turn-
what
what-
turns you on creatively, spiritually, emotionally. One thing that in one of those facets just sparks you. Not your dick. Okay.
Yeah, no, but
just-
like what gets me going?
Sure. Again, it's however you interpret that question.
I would say the community,
Mm.
like just like the energy. You know what I mean? Like that's what gets me going. Just
Feedback, basically, probably.
like, feedback. Yeah, just communication, interaction, just like stuff like that keeps me going. Just being able to just know what I can be doing better, or if I am doing things that people really enjoy, just seeing that love and seeing that energy keeps me going. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
just it keeps my energy there.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
the
I'd probably
reinforcement,
say
like that reinforcement of the community, that positive
Yeah,
feedback, all that.
yeah.
Okay.
100%.
What turns you off in the same way?
What turns me off?
In the same way, yeah. Like that creative, spiritual, emotional. What's that thing that just shoots, like, brings it all down?
I'd say ignorance. I would say people that just like act like they know me, but they don't know me. You know, or they're like, they'll say things that they'll try and say what my intentions are, but they don't know what my intentions are. You know, or they, sometimes from the outside looking in, I feel like it's hard, to like really read somebody.
Yeah.
But I would say just sometimes people say things online that just like, I don't let the hate get to me because I've been doing it for so long now. Like it goes through just one ear and out the other. Like I see it, I hear it, and I kind of ignore it. But I mean, it depends. Like if somebody's questioning your character or questioning like who you are as a human being, then it's like, okay, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like stuff like that. Like stuff like that will bring me down, but the positive always outweighs the negative. So
Okay. What's your favorite curse word?
fuck.
Simple.
Yeah.
Simple but effective.
Yeah. Fuck this. Fuck that. Fuck is just like easy. You know what I mean?
What sound or noise do you love?
Sound or noise that I love?
Yeah. These are questions that you never thought about, I'm sure.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Great answer.
What's up?
Poker. You know the chips? When people are playing with their chips?
Yes. When they
So
shuffle
whenever
them?
I watch like poker shit, I love the sound of the chips in the mic. Like when people are just playing with the chips, like the clicking and the clacking.
You're literally like an ASMR poker guy.
Yeah,
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda.
When
Pretty
it comes
much.
to that.
And the only reason why that came to me is because a week ago I was in Vegas for we just did like a FaZe arcade thing. We did a Cold War tournament.
Mhm.
And I was playing poker with Nate Hill and Adapt, and Nate was playing with the chips, and I was like, bro, I love that sound. Like that sound is
It's
like,
fresh on your mind.
Yeah, just fresh in my mind. But yeah, the poker chips.
Okay. What sound or noise do you hate?
Nails against the chalkboard. I can't stand shit like that, bro.
The simple one.
Yeah. That
Mine's
one's
mine's
terrible.
styrofoam. Like,
Yeah.
you like
I don't
someone
like
like
that
gets
either. I don't
rubs
like
two
that either.
styrofoam plates on accident.
Yeah. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like
I
that,
will
bro.
yell at you.
Yeah. Hell no.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
professional footballer,
Mm.
like being a professional soccer player and being in that life,
Mm.
you know, and seeing how like that world is. But I mean, it would be difficult for sure.
Yeah. What profession would you not like to attempt?
Probably say anything with like writing or English, like none of that. You know how like
Like
people,
a teacher?
Yeah. You know how like people like do like teaching
Or like journalist? Which one are you kind of?
both, like all that stuff. Just
Oh,
any
okay.
like journalist or like right, like even like maybe like an accountant or something, like just doing math equate. Like I don't want to feel like I'm in school.
Oh, okay. That's
You
what
know
it
what I
is.
mean?
That's the underlying like thing
yeah.
of
I
it
was
all.
never like a big school guy. Like I had interest in like certain classes, but like if it was something that I just wasn't interested in, I had a hard time focusing.
Mm.
So I was just like, yeah, nah, no school for me. But even like at a young age, my mom was like, I don't know if you're gonna be the type of guy that work at an office desk and like, you know.
Mama, you were right. You were
Which
hella
yeah,
right.
she was right. She was right.
Instead, he DJs on stream, says, "Hey, it's ladies and gentlemen." That's what he does instead. God bless him, man.
Yeah, but yeah.
Final question. This is it, and I'm gonna speak my little final message. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, yeah, bro.
Thank you for the conversation. I think we've gotten almost close to 3 hours now.
That's crazy.
I didn't expect to get 3 hours.
That's crazy.
You
That's
know?
nuts.
I hope people enjoy the conversation and tune in for it and definitely learn something new or got some more clarity on certain topics or what's coming up. Yeah, man.
Thank you for having me, bro.
I'll say thank you for all you do.
You know what I mean?
Thank you for all you do. Thank you for being a good guy always and never
Appreciate it,
being, you know, whether I was just a guy outside of COD or in COD, you've always been a good, kind, respectful guy and
Appreciate
always
that,
been
man.
just
Likewise,
a great
bro.
guy.
Likewise. You and your family, bro. Always
you.
great people. You know what I mean? Great
Then
people.
I can say likewise right back to you.
Oh,
on
yeah,
that
bro.
one. Yeah. If heaven exists,
Mm-hmm.
what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I don't know. Maybe if you said like your family's over there or something like that. You know what I mean? Like people that I know are in heaven. Like I lost my uncle to ALS, and that was like really hard for me. And just like any family, you know, when I get to heaven, it would be nice to just see my family. You know, all the people that we lost, or like friends or family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So something along those lines. You know, would probably be crazy.
Having him acknowledge, one, you're there, and two, like everyone is here with you now.
Right.
You're
like,
back with those people.
You're home. Like you're safe. Like this is
it.
This is it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's what I would want to hear.
Hey, man. Shout out Tommy. Shout out Zoom Mafia. Shout out everyone else. Like, comment, subscribe. Do what you got to do. This is exclusive with ZooMaa. Thank you guys for watching.